this is kind of powerful. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yo,
fuck with it.
POV been lurking for like a year. It feels like, bro. Like he
Swear.
been out here just chilling on Grand Theft Auto. He been in that tape every night.
Yeah, bro. Now I be popping some shit for sure. Yeah, man. I've been listening to y'all. Y'all give me a lot to think about throughout the night. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to keeping it real, consistent, like I know my food don't got no GMOs when I'm over here, so I fuck with that. Big
What you gonna
POV.
What you gonna be doing with your clone, bro? You're gonna get it all rigged up for GTA?
Oh yeah, I'm about to get it rigged up for every game that I know how to mod and import an avatar into. I know a few different like little desktop tools that I'm gonna tap in, and I know a lot of it revolves around having your clone as a VRM. So I downloaded that clone tools, all this stuff from the website, because I was like, now that I have a clone, I was like, I want to see how it functions. Because I had been doing it all kind of DIY by hand, but I know y'all have a nice community of people that will like whip up some shit for y'all quick. So now I can finally see what it's about. I think that was Beeb, right?
Yeah, Beb can do VRMs. There's
Beb,
a lot
yeah.
of people that do the VRMs, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Get
yeah.
you set up, man. All the new clones. We gotta get every set up. I think they're working on making it. They're making it like part of the download files. Like they're making it
Uh-huh.
automated. All 20,000 will have a VRM. So when you go to
Yeah,
download your
that's
file,
crucial. That's
boom, it's right
crucial.
there. And you know how the
I'm happy they're doing that now. That's extreme.
and then the next step um is you know how the worker bots when you go into on cyber, it's ready to rock. That VRM's right there.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, when they get to the size, all the VRMs will be ready, like token gated, and it's already ready to go. And on cyber, it just reads your wallet and goes, "Oh, here's your VRM." So you're
Y'all
not
wanna know some
uploading
cool
videos.
shit? When we get the when Hyper5 bust out the pets, we're gonna have all the anemas and the animus and the eggs, and everyone can get their 3D beans and everything and create like a virtual companion to follow you around Hyper5 and all those platforms. That'd be cool too, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro, I agree.
That'd
Especially some
definitely be
animus. Get
cool.
some animus in there.
Yeah, no, I honestly I need y'all to tap me all the way in. Like I kind of been, I'm a kid called Beast and everything, so I've been through all different ecosystems, but I need to figure out. I pretty much had everything I needed in the artifact system ecosystem outside of a clone at one point, and then throughout all of this journey, you feel me? I've like slowly kind of like teeter-tottered my way up to this point, but I've lost a few other things, so I'm down to tap back in and look through what needs to be gathered.
Yo, our man Shadow right here is the animus researcher in residence.
Yeah, I heard Shadow yesterday.
we paid him a grant. He's supposed to be completely biased because that's when you get a grant, you got to be biased. That's how it works, and that's what we got Shadow granted up. Um, Shadow, what's up, bro?
It's the rules, man. We didn't make them. We just
We
follow them.
we just following the trends. You get a grant, you write biased stuff, and that's our boy Shadow, our researcher in
Real
resident.
quick though, before I jump to the anime stuff, I wanted to comment on what y'all were talking about earlier because I don't want it to. I think it was really, really important, and I hate to disagree with the great Kiro, man. I do respect you and your opinion, but I do think we need to have for the afternoon for these types of spaces, Artifact or CloneX needs to be in there somewhere. And the only reason why I say that is because yes, people within the community know Kiro and Compound and Dre Millie, but those who have a clone and don't even know that these spaces exist, if they do search in spaces and they type in Clone X and it just so happens to pop up at the same time where we're actually running an afternoon shift, it will then gradually start adding people in. When we were doing our spaces on our end, it was always like if we were doing HRO, which was like a NFT card project, we had HRO, right? And then when we were doing like bat cows, we had bat cows. Once we had a strong community of people joining in like regularly, when we got to like 70 something people daily and everybody knew what was going on, Then we kind of converted to the League of Degens, because now it's like, okay, people know who we're about. People know what times. When you're doing something new, I highly recommend we have CloneX or Artifact in there somewhere. But that was just my opinion. I'm gonna let the what I call the leaders. I'll let y'all choose how you want to do it. But yeah, POV, Animus, whatever you want to know, bro. I'm getting hyped. They just released some new illustrations or concept art in 2D, and the 2D looks fire. So I already know the 3D is gonna look amazing too. I just want to know how many different types of Animus there are, because at this point,
Yo, Shadow. Wait, I'm sorry to cut you off. You got a clone?
yeah, man, I got clone.
Yo, where Pumpy
I'm
at,
late.
bro?
I'm late, bro, or something. Cause like I was
Ain't been
like,
showing up, man.
that's
Pump ain't been
Shadow's
showing up,
voice.
man.
That's Shadow's voice saying the same. Bro, what?
He ain't been showing up, man.
Nah, bro, I missed one day. Fuck out of here,
You
Trey.
miss one day, you miss 24 hours. That's a long time. Shadow came up,
Let's
POV
go.
came
All
up.
right,
We out here.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Strength in
Yeah,
numbers. I love Shadow's threads. Shit, he says we
more
lit.
and more picking up
Beautiful.
clones. First clones.
I'm happy. Let's get it.
Yo, where's Pump Ben, bro? Where's Pump Ben?
I'm trying to get my man out here on
I'm
the
just playing.
trails. I'm trying to get my man out here on the bike.
Oh, he's trying to get me on bike so I
he
can
been shutting
fall.
me down, bro.
He wants me
Yo,
to fall off a bike, bro. He's tripping.
Pump's been plugged into threads 24 hours a day, living in the thread app. Hey, huh, Pump?
Bro, that shit is like MySpace.
Hey,
Nah,
Yo, imagine we had to pick a top 8 right now, man. Like, all right, who?
bro, whatever
Yo,
you
okay.
do, don't
I
press the button that says follow everyone from Instagram. Whatever you
don't,
do.
bro. Hell no.
If
I'm
you
gonna
want to
do
Hey, I
treat it like
swear to
Twitter,
God,
do
don't do
not
it, bro.
click the button
A
that
lot
says
of a lot of
follow
people fell for
everyone
that, man.
from
I paused
Instagram.
and I thought about it and I looked around the room and took a couple of deep breaths and I was
no.
like, this is a trick, you know what I'm saying? And I backed
Scam.
out.
I I spent the last week rebranding my entire personal Instagram. I just fucking deleted everything, changed it all, and then Thread app dropped, and I was like, what the fuck? That was perfect timing. And I did not follow everybody, dude. I made sure everything on there is like fresh Twitter people or people who found it from like my story. Because that would be a mistake. And
Yeah,
I
I
can't believe
fucked
y'all
up.
did that.
I
I
fucked up.
fucked up, brother.
I fucked up.
I'm telling you, just cause like I'm looking at my timeline and I'm like, bruh,
It's
this
crazy.
is like middle school Facebook or something. I messed up.
They
Yeah, I
don't.
fucked up
It's
too.
funny because they don't know how to like. They don't know how to tweet or do it. I go to the main page and I'm reading through and I'm like, what the fuck are all these people saying? The
Yeah, I
the
fucked up.
tweeting and Twitter etiquette is different there. I like it though, bro. I've been over there. Maybe it's just the fresh dopamine. It'll probably fade away soon, and who knows?
Yeah. They got a hold on me too, for real. But it's also what's dope to me, to be honest, is the fact that it's all the Web2 homies who never jumped in Twitter and never knew what the hell was going on in this side of things, dealing with Web3 or any of that technological advancement that's happening over here. They all coming over the thread. So now, to me, it's creating leverage for us to educate more people and have more conversations. And, like you threw up the AR hoodie. That was an excellent play, right? Because a lot of people haven't seen it unless they follow you on Twitter. But now they're going to be like, yo, what the fuck is this about? And then goes the rabbit hole. And it's a good,
That was my thought as well.
yeah,
Tapping
yeah,
in because they're like, bro. There was a time when I used to touch Twitter. Like, I ain't going over there. You ain't catching me
yep,
on Twitter. I
me
didn't. I
too.
didn't realize it. I'm sure all of us, and that's how a lot of people are. There's some holdouts that just will not touch Twitter. So I'm gonna use Threads as like a just like Twitter, but to catch the people who refuse to come over here. Like maybe, bro, maybe I'll throw this. Should I throw the link to this space on a post real quick and just see how?
Yeah, do
Yeah,
that.
let's do
Do
it.
that.
Let's
You
cross
know how many
post.
people we met out networking where I'm like, yo, you on Twitter? And they big names. Like they do a lot of stuff in the technological field. I'm like, you on Twitter? They, nah, man, I'm on Instagram though. I'm like, damn, you in Web3, you ain't on Twitter. What you on? I was like, yeah, I know. I just can't get into it. Now they're gonna get into it because Threads and everybody they homies in Web 2 and Instagram gonna be on Threads, and you can capture those people too. So yeah, throw that joint up
Hey,
there.
and
Fast signal.
Yeah, I agree. It became a melting pot.
Yeah.
I do think that man, what Artifact did today, because I know Threads like launched yesterday. Like what Artifact did today when they're releasing concept art, they released it first on Threads. They continue to do that. Release some stuff first on Threads. Get some people migrated.
Yo, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
That's
Threads
cool.
is Instagram with paragraphs. Is that?
It's Instagram's Twitter. It's
Yeah.
lit for real. Like it's
Yo,
got a grip on
people
my
don't
ass.
read on Twitter. What makes you guys think they're gonna go read a whole app about reading? That's pretty wild to me.
Well, one thing,
No,
Carol, you gotta
God.
understand, man. The people who are there are the people that you're supposed to be speaking to. The ones who not, fuck them. But everybody who there, that's the ones you reach out to. You grow with them. So they miss out, they miss out, and it's a lot of people coming over from Instagram who didn't want to rock with Twitter for whatever reasons, whether it was Elon or they just didn't like the way that it was set up. Now they
Wait, are
jumping
you
in
allowed to
Threads and they
change
having
your PFP
conversations.
whenever you want there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
bro.
right,
Yeah,
I'm signing up as a clone. This is crazy.
people making
I
threads
can't,
saying we smoking on that
bro.
Elon pack.
It's like simplified Twitter, bro.
Yeah.
There's no DMs. There's like retweet, and comment. That's all you could do.
Yeah.
You
No
can't.
ads.
There's no ad. There's like this. It's kind of hard to figure out who followed you when you're getting a bunch at a time. They need to fix that. Like they need to put it in order of like the time they followed you. Because I woke up with like 300 new followers. And I can't figure out who's new and who's not.
Yeah.
But when you look at your followers, it doesn't show whether or not you follow her back. You have to click their profile. I don't know. There's some bugs, but it works pretty well. If you guys can go retweet or what they call it, repost the shit that I just posted over there. Jace, I see you. I know you over there. 604. I put this space over there. Let's see if we could get let's see if we get anybody from Threads into this space.
I gotta find it.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Definitely don't follow everybody you follow on Instagram. I got so
Damn.
much shit I gotta sort through.
Yeah, I just want to say that with Threads is exactly what you guys are saying. It's like a more simplified version of Twitter. I personally like the fact that the blue check marks are once again two reputable companies. I mean, I feel like they added a lot of confusion on the Twitter side of things when they added it to where you can just buy it and it's for like everyone. And then also DMs, I mean, DMs are great, but when it comes to NFTs, most people use DMs for scamming people. So yeah, if people are not really feeling Twitter or they never got into Twitter, I feel like Threads is such an easy kind of like it's such an easy introduction to social media, NFT, Web3 type of stuff. Hopefully that can become more of the norm where maybe like Twitter ends up being kind of like still the war grounds, but Threads can be kind of more of a chill, kind of like you just going through threads. But it's interesting how this project is called Threads, but you can't do a thread. You can't post a thread within the thread. It's only like one post. So that
I
thought
was
you
saying
could.
the same thing. Like, what? What
Can't do
is that about? No.
what? Hey, I will say, here's what the beauty of it is, and tell me if I'm wrong. Them Instagram MFers, they needed a way to just put thoughts on the timeline without having to put some weird ass lifestyle post. Like people would be putting like a picture of the beach and then have a giant paragraph of thoughts underneath it. I'm like, bro, y'all need to just post the text. Like you don't having to mess up your whole Instagram.
We
Like
can post threads on
feed.
there, guys. You just gotta press enter 3 times.
Yeah, you can hold a whole new thread.
You didn't know that? You guys didn't know that for real?
If y'all engage with your bottle, y'all would have known that.
Bro, I got so many people I gotta sort through, man. I had so many damn followers that I jumped in and followed again.
What did y'all do? Use like personal IGs for your Web3? Like what?
Yes, because we're docs. I don't care. I have no
Damn.
fear out here.
Listen,
I'm not running from the feds.
Don't lie. You just wanted to have all the same followers from before.
I don't run from the doxing, man. I feel like people be trying to hide who they are. I don't do that, man. I come through transparent. You're gonna see me
Y'all
here,
can
you're
have
gonna see
my
me there.
ID.
You feel me?
for me,
Nightwing.sti. There you go. Go check it out.
Wait, what's the name?
Nightwing.sti.
So it's no huddle on Threads.
No, I mean, I'm Huddle CEO on every fucking platform, baby. But I mean, if we want the personals, that I just dropped it for you.
I'm doxxed on Threads too.
Yeah, I personally like to keep things
Like,
separate. I don't have a problem doxing myself in IRL. So when y'all meet up for events, I mean, as long as I know you, I don't mind introducing myself. But when it comes to Web3 and just for security reasons, like I just don't like random ass people or people who are looking to scam you knowing because I used to work for AT&T and I can just tell you right now, if I know your name and I know what cell phone company you have, and if I was looking to do some devious shit, like I could do some shit to you, and I just know that. So yeah, I just choose to keep it separate because I'm just like, you don't want random people or people who are trying to actually scam you knowing more information than you're willing to let on. So yeah, but when you meet me in IRL,
Bro,
I'll let you know.
I'm 100% transparent. You Dre Millie on. You can go to Dre Millie on Black Planet and see my big headed ass smiling on the photos. So find me any and everywhere.
Well, never tell people what cell phone company you use. That's all I can tell you, because they will do some shit.
That Sim swap
Yeah, I know. I've
and
been
shit.
hearing nightmares. I've been hearing nightmare stories. I already know. But wait, isn't it a way to protect against that? You can do like a
Nope.
security code for the swim spot.
Right? So you can, right? You can put in a security code so some random person can't walk in AT&T and T and be like, "Oh, I forgot my ID, phone number though. I really need some help. By the way, if you help me out, I'll buy some accessories. I'll help you out, man." Like people will come in and try to do that.
I
If
just
you have
got scammed by AT&T too. That's crazy. Fuck
Yeah,
AT&T.
yeah, if you had a two-factor authentication, me personally, I would be like, look, man, I really would like to help you and I would like to get that sale, but this account is set up with extra security, so it won't let me in unless you have your ID. Now, here's the thing though, because motherfuckers are getting arrested. All right. This is why it's so serious. People were getting arrested because they were doing like some devious shit. I can go to my manager and be like, "Hey man, I'm stuck in a cell. Like he's on lunch break or something. I know it's like a good time to go to him. Hey man, I'm really trying to get this cell. It's gonna pump my numbers. Hey, I need your code so I can access this account so I can push this DTV through or this cell phone through." My manager would be like, "Yeah, here's my code. Da 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 da." I would take that code, go into a 2FA account. If somebody paid me $25,000 and said, "Hey, if you give me this SIM card on this account, I'll give you 25,000." I got the manager code. I can override two-factor authentication. I take the money. I give them the SIM card. And unless they do some background checks and look in to see who accessed that account, that's the only way they're going to know. And it comes back to me. That's why all these people, these social media, like big influencers, when they're like, my account got hacked, 9 times out of 10, they had their phone number attached to their social media account or their crypto account as a way to authorize their account, and somebody sold their sim to somebody else and it got sold on the black market, and that's how they got access to their account. Trust me, it happens all the time.
This is why I recently switched over to the not SMS, but the app, like Authenticator app.
Yep.
Um,
use
I'm pretty sure there's ways to get around that as well, but I think it's a little harder.
Yeah, use Authenticator on an email that you don't use for anything, no signups. You're not even logged into it on your personal account. Trust me, I'm all about security. Don't use this email. Don't log into it on your personal. Don't log into your iPhone, your Android. Buy like a Chromebook. And if you ever need authentication, open up that Chromebook, go to Google Authenticate, grab that code, type it in. That is the best way to make sure you're secure. You use a phone number or you log into that email on your personal device and your device has been compromised. Most people don't know when their devices are compromised. They'll be shadowing your PC, your phone for like weeks. Like, bro, the network out there, what people are willing to do to make some money or take all your shit, you guys don't even want to know. We had to do so many trainings of like if somebody offers you $20,000, just say no and report it to a manager. These motherfuckers are getting paid like $17 an hour. They're not gonna say fucking no. And if they like, hey man, I promise you're not gonna get caught, like these people will take that money. So yeah.
Yo, Shadow. So like I worked at Sprint like 10, 15 years ago or something. I don't know. And I was a technician and people would come in and they'd be like, "Yo, my phone's cracked." And I'm like, "Hey, dude, you don't have insurance. You got to buy a new phone." I'm like, "Or, hey, is this recorded? Oh shit, hold on. Wait, fuck it, let's run it.
Statutes or limitations, you good.
It's been a little bit, yeah, it's been a while. So anyway, I'm like, hey, but I could do something for you if you give me 100 right now. I got you because I got a bunch of parts in the back. So absolutely, there's a lot of stuff we can maneuver if you work for a phone provider. Like, there's a lot of shit you could do. And I used to make a lot of extra money at Sprint because I had access to all this stuff. So what Shadow's talking about is like it's pretty accurate.
I
They
mean,
have access.
a woman came in one time, like, there's so much you can do with these phones. A woman came in one time and told me she doesn't know where her daughter is. My daughter is 14 years old. But before I report to the cops, I have the protection plan on her phone. If it's not there, I want to add it on. That protection plan is like $150. You can add it on at any point in time. When you add that feature onto that phone, I can then go to a graph and see everywhere that phone pings off of cell towers, which basically gives me a location of where that person is and a general location, right? So that's how you can use it for good. Now, just imagine somebody who knows your name, knows your phone company, and they want to go in and they want to either take your NFTs, they want to drain your bank accounts or whatever. All they need is one representative who's willing to break the rules. They can know your location. They can take your phone number because your phone number will deactivate. So you don't have no service or nothing. The first place you're going to go is to an AT&T store because the only thing that you can do is call 911. You can't check. You won't have any data. You won't have anything unless you're somewhere with Wi-Fi. The first thing these people do, they take that and they go and they go to the bank, which for some stupid ass reasons, the banks will be like, hey, you don't have your driver's license, your phone number is connected as a security. We're going to send you a text message. Oh, I got the code. Okay, what would you like to do? I would like to withdraw $15,000, which is normally the daily limit on most people's bank accounts. So ever since I've left AT&T, when it comes to cell phones and letting people know who I am, because we dealt with so much of that shit over here in the Dallas area, it happens all the time. I know when it comes to cell phones, they are the bane of like security, and companies prop it up as like, oh, use your phone number to protect yourself. Never do that. Use Google Authenticate or I know there's a Microsoft Authenticator. Use one of those and use it on an email that you're not going to ever log into on a personal device, period. That's how I keep myself safe, and that's how I recommend everybody else do it. But I'll just put this to rest because we've been talking about it for a minute. But yeah.
Just to really drive it home on this identity stuff, there are people that work at the bank skimming all of your public information, your ID, all of your account information. They pass it off to someone like this who now has your phone information, and they go to your bank. It's real shit.
Yeah, I'm the only reason why I'm so passionate about it is not because it's ever happened to me or not that anybody's ever came to me, but as a representative for like 8 years, there was 4 times where somebody would come in and be like, "Man, like my phone just stopped working out of nowhere." They'll be in like a business attire, all this other stuff. We'll pop a SIM card in. As soon as we pop that SIM card in, it's like Chase notification, withdrawal notification, Facebook notification, like this person accessed all their shit, got all their information, and he's drained their account. He's done like all this random ass shit. And I've had to submit fraud reports that sometimes it took 6 months to like a year to get all that shit like figured out and get that person right. Like they would come back to the store like, hey man, is there an update Is there an update? I can't get nobody to tell me on the phone. I'm like, look, I put it in, man. I'm sorry. Like, you just gotta wait for them to call you to figure out what's going on. We gotta figure out who accessed it, who did it. Like, yeah, it's bad.
Yo, hey, I appreciate you guys dropping some knowledge. That's some shit that people need to hear. I fell asleep though while y'all were talking security. Just woke up. No, I'm playing. I love security too, man. I want to say what's up to Sophie. She's been up here this whole time. We haven't got to say hi. What's up, Sophie?
What's up? Happy Thursday. You guys know I've been MIA because I've been going to sleep so early and I miss Bad Take every night because I'm a loser who goes to sleep early on the West Coast. I mean East Coast. Wow, that's crazy. I just switched my coasts up. But yeah, what's up everyone? It's been a minute. I love the daytime chats. Although, what happened to Bad Take and Chill?
Yeah, I don't know. They changed it to CloneX and Chill. Even though Bad Take needs to be in there somewhere, it's not. I don't know. Like myself personally, I just really like the Bad Take branding. I go out in public with sweaters and T-shirts and stuff that have the Bad Take logo on it. Because Artifact's sleeping. They need to get that merch going. They got Draymond and
Wait.
Compound's phone numbers, or at least just Dre's.
Dude.
Wait, Curl, you telling me you got T-shirts and hoodies, bro? Yo, Compound, what's
Bro,
good, man? Where's my
bro,
stuff?
listen. I took the initiative because I hate waiting. Okay, I have desires. Okay, I wanted the sweater. I went out and I got it made before I went to New York because I was like, yo, I'm not gonna go all the way to this like weird. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm in Web me. I'm not in Web 3. I don't believe in Web 3. I believe in the companies I believe in and the teams I believe in. But other than that, I'm not into any of this weird stuff. I probably, like, Rare Evo is probably going to be the last conference I go to just because I'm going to talk to somebody about their L1 chain and stuff like that for doing supply chain for produce and slaughterhouses. But I'm not. I like blockchain technology. I don't like this whole like Web3 ethos. Like, I'm not undoxed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a human being. I live in the real world. If you're cool, I'll give you my real number. Otherwise, you're getting the same number as the Tinder girls.
I couldn't hear what Sophie was saying. She was like, I'm rugged to her, so I don't know what she said. But I'm sure it was good. I might need her to step down and come back up so I can hear.
Can you hear me now? Could everyone else hear me?
Is she talking right now?
Yeah.
No,
I think I'm the only. I'm the only one.
I'm just playing. I'm just
Oh
joking.
my gosh. You guys.
Yo, what's up with Twitch? See, Threads just dropped. Oh, she's talking.
You got that mountain service.
Threads dropped, and I can't hear nobody on Spaces. Like, bro, Elon dropping the ball. What if they put a live audio over on Threads? Looks like Twitter's suing Threads. Instead of just making the platform better, we'll sue them. That works.
Hey, that'll go crazy. Live audio on Threads. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, we ain't gonna fix the Spaces, and we ain't gonna fix anything on Twitter. We'll just file a lawsuit. That's where the money will go. Instead
Man, they might come live video and audio at the same time and just go crazy.
Do you think, like, if I go and I post some, like, actual, like, serious threads? Because, like, I have this, like, issue with, like, I like to have fun on Twitter, but I don't like to have fun anywhere else. I think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, how is everybody feeling about Threads though? Like, I mean, what are you guys doing over there? Like, are you just copy pasta the same Twitter stuff, or you creating a whole persona over there? Like, what's good?
No, we got personality, bro. We got personality over there. We know copy pasting.
I became a clone today, so it's my rebirth. You know what I'm saying?
I've actually just started skimming through all the big Twitter thread writers and just completely stealing their content and just putting it over there, like word for word. Nothing's changed. Just taking their threads and putting it over there and calling them mine. It's the internet. Like, sue me. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Most of their threads are booty anyways.
No, that's a good idea, bro. I can't lie.
Oh, bro, you know what was the worst? I went over there and like one of the first people I saw on threads was Borovic. You know, Borovic's like post like just straight engagement farming shit. Bro was there like first engagement farming, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not doing this twice, dude. I am not going through this twice.
Yeah, I don't know. I have him blocked on threads already. After you just said that, I'm not.
I had him muted. I had him muted over
I
here, dude.
I
like
had a
the guy
similar experience,
as a
man.
human.
I've got Farouk. My bad. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you saved me from myself. Thanks.
Yeah, y'all saved each other actually. Let's say what's up to
I think
Jay.
so. That's definitely what just happened.
If we start talking crap about people, I have to take CloneX out of the top. That's not what we're about. Jace, what's up, bro?
Just cooking up a storm over here, and I saw this on, so I get to listen while I cook. This is awesome. Actually cooking, not just cooking, but actually heating up food so we can eat it.
Me
Yo,
too.
So the word CloneX is in the title. You now have 13 of these CloneX things. How have you made the
14. Sorry.
14 of these CloneX things? Crazy. I've never been this close to a well. About 4 people away on a spaces. Wild. How do you decide which one you PFP? Like you have an undead now. You got this naked Murakami drip, like double drip. Like how do you decide?
Always go with the topless one. That's just what I got to do.
Bro,
It's how I cook. It's how I rock my PFP. I took all my lessons from Dre Millie.
he said, bro, it's summer.
Let's go. Get the nipples out, baby. Baby oil t-shirts. No threads, no cotton, no linen. Just skinning. You feel me?
Let's take a trip.
Where?
I do actually. I do, Dre. You
I'm
know
going
I
to
do.
the Bahamas, sir.
Bahamas.
I'm
Going
going.
more drippy. You want to go all the rappers and the designer and the famous guy.
I want to go to the Bahamas with Huddle. That's what.
Nice save.
Yo, can someone do me a favor? Like, can you go onto the Threads app and search my name and see if it pops up? Because I have a 0.
It worked.
If it pops up quick.
I just did that. It works.
KO instead of K0?
Yeah.
Okay, I was worried about that because on every platform I don't have like the just straight compound handle. Some guy in like 2009 grabbed it on everything, and then he never posted again since like that year.
That's the guy with my first name.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep. But on K, what was that app? K Club or something? Club. What was that app?
Club X.
Club X. I've at just like SOPHIE. It's kind of tough. I think I get some followers on there for.
Good.
But
That's
that
awesome.
was never the meta, so like I have it on the most useless app.
I got it on like Blue Sky, and I got it on Club X, but I would never really use them. So I'm like, what am I doing it with it here? I need it on Instagram. I need compound on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Discord. Some random guy took it on Discord. I need it on TikTok. Like those would be ideal. I'm actually about to, you know what? I'm about to do like my own little compound LLC and then trademark compound as like a brand or my brand. And I think that once you have it trademarked, you can reach out and say, hey, look, this guy hasn't been active since 2009. I have this trademarked. Can we work on this? But I think trademarking is not easy, bro. It's a mission.
Nah, dude, I can help you out. It takes about 2 hours.
Jace, I will send you Apple Pay right now. I will send it.
I don't think you can afford me, man.
As much money as you want. Just get your lawyers on it, and then
TEAS.gov, bro. You can do it in a couple hours. But it resets after a couple hours, and it sucks if you didn't finish it all.
Bro, I cannot type that fast. I'm gonna have to file it with AI. Let's go to Cram. Cram's got his hand up, and maybe he's gonna teach us about trademarking because he owns the trademark Cram.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna teach you anything about trademarking today, but I did want to say congratulations to Shadow and POV for getting their clones. I know Shadow's been like on bad take for I want to say like 2 months, man. And he's been kind of like talking, kind of really interacting with the community, and he finally got his PFP, and it's a demon. So that's awesome, dude. Man, shout out to y'all. I was gonna say like I haven't had a chance to really talk to you guys about like the market and all that stuff, but I think when the market capitulates like this, man, although the people who are in it, we might be feeling a certain type of way, our bags are down, they're down even more, whatever. It creates a huge opportunity for new people that have been watching that couldn't afford a $10,000 clone. They couldn't afford a 10 ETH clone, a 5 ETH clone. Now we have all these new people that are about to enter at these lower prices, and we're gonna like weed out a lot of the kind of older people. I'm using air quotes here. The older like community members that were not like they were here for the wrong reasons. So I think it's like the entire space, not just Artifact CloneX, but the entire space is in kind of like this rebuilding phase right now. So I would expect probably not right now, but in the near future, a lot more new people getting in because everything's, I don't say everything's affordable, but everything is it's come down so much where like I remember I was telling a buddy of mine, hey, get into apes or whatever. And he was thinking about buying a Bored Ape and like just everything. And he didn't. Good thing he didn't. And he bought like 80% cheaper. So, I think it's giving a lot of people a chance to kind of play around in this space. And believe it or not, the good times will come back. I've been through crypto cycles before. This is pretty typical bear market behavior. Sentiment gets really low. Everyone's flooding their bags, flooding their community. Like I've seen this before, just like within this crypto and altcoins, like all that stuff. I've seen this already, and it feels like oddly familiar. So I'm like, if you've made it this far, you know, just let's ride, man. We're almost out of it. I want to say the bear market, we're like at the tail end. I can't say 100% that it's going to be over in a few months, but like I want to say some of the worst parts we've seen it already. So let's ride. Let's keep building. Curate your timeline. See, have only good vibes, positive vibes on your timeline. I've been trying to do that. There's a lot of negativity, people flooding other projects. That's just not cool. I was talking to Dre earlier today, and basically, we need to be like advocates for Web3, all of us. So it doesn't be like, oh, I'm an advocate just for CloneX or just for Azuki or just. It doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter what PFP you're rocking. I think we all have a similar goal, similar vision, and we should just all band together, regardless of the PFP, and let's see everybody succeed. Like when the whole Zuki thing happened, I wanted them to succeed, like regardless of how it played out. I'm like, man, they're going through some tough times, but like I think they're going to be fine. This is going to be just another another obstacle in their journey, right? We'll look back at this in a year, 2 years, and be like, wow, remember that Azuki thing they did? And they got through that. Remember that? They got through this. Remember clones? They got through this. And remember Yuga? They got through this. Everybody's going through some stuff right now. Doesn't matter what floor price your NFT is holding. Everyone is capitulating. So again, let's come together instead of being in our own separate silos. I think it'll benefit the space ultimately. And I'll stop there, but I was gonna like segue into like threads and how I can see them driving a lot more awareness, like from the Web 2 side into Web 3. So I think it's a good move ultimately, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But yeah, I just want to get some of this off real quick, and yeah, peace.
Oh, Cram, appreciate you, bro. It's all facts too. We all win together. We get these like PvP mentalities out here in this space. But in the end, like, okay, here's an example. We'll go to Shadow. I know you just gave him some compliments too, but I posted something yesterday on like a whole different side of Twitter. It's like something regarding some lady who saw something on an airplane, like conspiracy theory Twitter. I posted one little thing, and it's got like 100,000 engagement with all these views, and I'm like, holy crap! NFT Twitter is so small. Twitter is so big, but NFT Twitter, we're in our own little bubble, and there's so much going on outside of it that anybody who looks in and just sees us all infighting and arguing with each other probably like, what the fuck are these guys doing? So it was kind of a realization that our little bubble of NFT and Web3 Twitter has so much room to grow. and we ain't gonna grow if we're just tearing each other down. So I appreciate you coming through with the knowledge, man. Shadow, what's up?
All right, let me roll up my windows here real quick. Hey, I hate to be that dude. I really do hate to be that dude. But I see somebody in the crowd. Oh, please tell me they're still here. They left. God dang it. I was trying to reach out to Allie, see if they were available to hit me back up. I'm trying to join on the wait list. Damn it. All right. It's all right.
Shoot your shot, baby. You got to shoot your shot. Allie pull up
I mean,
all the time, man. So
I messaged him. I know he's a busy person, so I didn't want to bombard him. But when I saw him down there, I was like, oh, let me throw my shot, shoot my shot. Yeah. All right, we'll try next time.
I'll tell you the trick. Here's the trick. You ready? Drop another banger thread, right? And then Ali's gonna see it and go, "Oh shit! Like I want that guy with one of my animations because his threads are banging."
Oh yeah,
And
we already got the
skip the
next
whole.
thread going. It's what's up?
He's making sick animations.
Yeah, no, the next thread is going to be an interesting one. It's not going to be a mega thread. I'm probably going to keep those to just like once a month because it took me like 4 days to do that. But my next thread I want to do is just going to be a do you know? And I'm going to list every little minute thing that I feel like is important. Like, did you know that artifacts have spaceships? Did you know? And those spaceships, that's it. Like, I just want to start off easy because I feel like if I list enough things, it's going to make people read and be like, oh shit, I did not know that Animus is based off of Takashi Murakami's jellyfish movie that he worked on for 10 years. Like, oh shit, that's actually really cool. Oh shit, I did not know that these shoes were upcoming in August or, October. Like, I feel like there's a lot of shit and CloneX that we need a did you know first.
No, I agree, bro. I almost was gonna make a list the other day. So like you see people always go, what is CloneX even doing? What is Artifact even doing? And I have this copy, like I have this list ready to rock. It's like 30 things deep. Like here's all the collabs, here's all the like the drops, here's all the dope shit that's already been out physical. Like they drop more physical items that you can tangibly touch than anybody. Here it is. And I haven't put the list together, but I have a thread saved that a guy who is probably not on any of y'all's radar, he made a few months ago, and it is a full website, bro. He created a website that interconnects the entire Artifact ecosystem with threads and details and stats. Like this guy went all out, and I
need
saved it,
that.
bro. It's crazy. Do you guys remember me sharing that thing? I
send it
shared
to
it,
me again,
dude. Man, he's crazy. He does his good research. Shadow would be a good thing to go through. I'll put it up at the top if I can find it while Cram shoots a reply out here.
Yeah. I think one thing I just thought about it right now. The CAA, like what exactly does that mean for like Artifact, CloneX? I saw that post about the CAA, but I never really dove deeper into it. Can anyone touch on it? Like what does that mean for us?
it means more connections, more networks. Here comes a movie, animation. It's like, no, don't let me start hyping shit. But it does mean that they represent some of the greatest talent, the most hyped and upcoming talent in the entertainment industry. And they basically, if you have a great agent, you get plugged into more opportunities, more networking capabilities, more partnerships, all of the above. So it's just opening more doors. Like Compound said, a lot of people don't necessarily know anything about Web3. They just jump into Twitter and see a lot of people arguing. And that's pretty much the idea that people hold when it comes to this technology in this sector. But getting agencies to represent you like that, they can speak for you and open up all those doors that could have been, previously closed or just that much further away from where we were currently standing. So it just creates more opportunity.
I'm pretty sure ASAP Rocky is signed to that agency. So for anyone who
Yeah.
knows who that is, Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Oh, yo, Shadow, now's your chance, man. Go for it.
Ali, Shadow looking to hit you up, bro. See if he can get one of those ready set poses that you create oh so beautifully. She said he shot you a DM, but I know your DMs are probably, burnt to hell at this present moment. So,
His DMs probably look like an IG models.
yeah, I probably definitely can compare the two.
Probably like Dre's TikTok.
My TikTok has been denounced. I don't even jump on that joint no more. No way, Jose.
That's a smart move, man. I I actually might sell mine to a guy. I'm working on him with a deal right now to sell it. I haven't posted in 3 years, so and it's held its followers. So I'm gonna sell that beast. I don't even want any of that.
Yeah, man. Flip. I wish I could flip mine. I would have been flip mine pancakes, but no.
Ace, give it to me. Just a birthday gift. Birthday's in like a few days on the 11th, and
Shoot me your business plan. What are you gonna turn it into, compound? I'll just hand it over, bro.
bro, I'm gonna just repost conspiracy theories on it, dude. That's all I'm doing.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
That's it. I'm giving it to you, bro. I'm giving it to you, and I'm gonna start a new one just so I can go on TikTok and watch your content.
Just straight conspiracy theories. The only thing that I've learned about TikTok is that the U.S. government's having a hard time censoring it, so like a lot of stuff can get out, whether it's true or not true. So I've been able to learn a ton on there just because it's not controlled by Facebook or Meta. But I do agree, like it's kind of time consuming, and it's not really. I see why you guys don't want that shit though, for real.
Honestly, that's why I'm happy about Threads, because the thing with Instagram that I didn't like the most was I couldn't communicate, right? Like if you wanted to talk to people, you put up a picture and a caption, and then people speak about that picture or caption or respond to whatever question you ask in that, comment, but it's no active conversation. That was the one thing I loved about Twitter was the active conversation. I love this even more, right? Social audio, being able to speak to people in real time, even more so than texting. So Threads having that, if they add the social audio, bro, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, man. Elon gonna have to start paying us or something for me to stick around. I don't know what's going on, but I just love this social aspect of it.
I know for a fact though, like just like Facebook and Instagram, Threads will have censorship. It's like pretty chill right now, but I haven't seen anything like.
Somebody already posted a post that was taken down on Twitter, of course, but yeah,
So
it's
I mean,
definitely happening.
on Threads, like Instagram and Facebook are two of the most censored platforms there are. Like they'll take anything down that they just don't agree with. So Threads is run by them. I'm sure they'll start censoring the shit out of it. Twitter, since Elon has taken over, has actually become like less censored. They start to do the community notes and they check information, but they're not deleting shit. At least what I've seen. Oh,
Is that in here?
you're
Gonna have
like,
like
I don't know what you was trying to tell us. You lagging. I don't know.
Yeah, you're rug pound.
we talking about censorship, and then they censored Otto right away. Like the algorithm knows. Otto, come back to us, baby. Come back to us.
Hey, did somebody call my name earlier? Sorry, I was getting some Texas barbecue.
We
Yeah. How's it going, Com?
What up, Ether? Let me run to Final Ryan real quick, and then we'll jump over to you. He's had his hand up. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy afternoon, whatever, morning, evening, wherever you guys are. Loving this conversation, especially about threads and its usefulness or not. I don't want to go back to the whole security conversation, but I always find, well, first things first is like what I find really interesting, and it kind of goes back to what you're saying, Compound, about how kind of small and kind of echo chambery this place is, right? Because here in Web3, it's like, we'll talk for 25 hours a day about security, doing your own research, and this, that, and the other. The history of who's behind whatever project. We all aped into threads without giving it a split second, and then all of a sudden people are backtracking like, oh wait, hold on, you all can see my real face here. Yeah, so I mean, like, I feel bad if that's your goal, is to stay kind of undoxed, but it just kind of shows how even like very linear the thinking is here. You know what I mean? Like, and just kind of like, that's why I love bad take and this type of conversation, right? Because this whole conversation, and I see you guys, all of you guys in the front lines, like kind of like fact checking people about like what Artifact is doing and not doing, and low key, high key, it feels like a psyop that people are like trying to kind of like whatever, for whatever reason, disregard or just like not even acknowledge kind of what they've been able to produce like consistently actually over the last couple of months, and will continue in the near and far future, right? And so it really, I think here in Web3, we always talk about when's going to be that big aha moment, and like people are going to come flooding in. But the longer I've been in the space, and the more I've kind of seen kind of people and projects mature and develop and face new challenges, whether it's these quote unquote blue chips, or new people starting in the spaces, um, it's not going to be that. It's just going to be here's the bottom line is, and I don't want us to become like this cheerleader thing for Artifact, but it's part of the reason why, I like being involved in this community and kind of amplifying what they're doing, is that, at the end of the day, when more eyes come into this space, who else can say that they like, oh, their clothes are consistently have been worn, because when that moment might come, like not even this year, next year, but oh, by the way, remember when LeBron had been wearing the Artifact Air Forces? You know what I mean? It's gonna be Khaled had these, right? And it's not. I just feel like we got to get away from this idea that it's going to be this one thing. It's going to be a series of things that slowly infiltrates the awareness of the people outside of the space, right? I mean, and again, it's like, how the hell are you going to fade a company that's working with LVMH, right? I mean, Rimowa and LVMH is like literally the biggest umbrella brand or holdings of luxury brands. I know a lot of people in this space want to talk about luxury being a luxury brand, and we want to be represent luxury products. Rimowa is actually a luxury product. LVMH is at the top of that, right? So I don't know. I just wanted to give you guys props, because like it just felt like recently a lot of people have just been kind of discounting whatever Artifact, Nike, Dot Swoosh, and you guys are doing. Um, and it goes without saying too, like every day, like that Artifact gives creators a chance to kind of create, especially with the 3D stuff is so crazy. Like I don't think people kind of understand, like, having the 3D files and empowering the community to use them, as interoperability is going to be one of the new buzzwords. I'm seeing it more and more now, because everyone's suddenly realizing that gaming is part of the future. I mean, come on, look at Fortnite, look at EA Sports. Um, so all that to say, like, I think if you're, for the people who are kind of weary about threads, right? Um, I think at the end of the day, you kind of have to, shout outs to one of my favorite Chappelle Show skits. You kind of have to diversify your bonds. You know what I mean? Like, if you're good at creating content here, you should have a way to create good content wherever the we may go, because sure, here Twitter is here today. It had like Dre's saying, like they have the social audio. I think once there's a real competitor for the social audio aspect, and all bets are off. Because to me, honestly, that's the one thing that I use the most on this platform. But anyway, just wanted to say all that and ramble, and appreciate the time as always. I love listening to you guys, and just want to show some love.
You make some amazing points, dude. Actually, so one of my favorite Thread guy posts over on Threads was something about him having an existential crisis because he's built his entire platform on Twitter and Twitter Spaces. And now that there's threads, he's like, oh shit, literally put all my eggs in one basket. And I just commented on it saying, bro, I'm freaking out over here. I better start getting on threads and working it. I'm gonna do co-host privileges to Kuro. ETH, I'm sorry. That's how it works. We'll get Kuro wants to reply to this one.
Oh, I'm gonna let him have it. I think the time has passed for what I was gonna say. I'll figure out another time to rant about merging worlds.
I'm 3 coffees deep, bro, so maybe I can actually catch some of these topics now. Ether, what's up, bro?
3 coffees already, damn.
Dang.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, I'm 2 days sober from alcohol. Fuck yeah. But okay, so I did want to start out by saying, man, what he was just saying. One thing I want to say about that is that one thing people need to realize is that blockchain technology isn't just money. Like, it is far more than money. Whenever people talk about like onboarding people, they're always talking about like the financial part of it, the NFTs, the crypto, but blockchain technology can do so much more than that. And I want to go a little bit back. I don't want to get it too off topic, but you were talking about TikTok. It is as it's being like banned or whatever or regulated. Has anyone been sus about Temu? Because I mean that's pretty sus that the Chinese are selling us shit like way too cheap, and they're like, we download an app to do that. Like I'm starting to get a little sussed out by like the fact that like it's almost like worth it to them to get data from us to just sell shit so cheap that people in the United States can't like pass on it. You know what I'm saying? That I try to keep it short and sweet, but
I slightly know what you're talking about. I've seen like ads on TikToks for Temu. I don't know what it is, so I can't even speak on it. But I don't. Yeah, they run that platform, man. So of course they're gonna use it to take market share or data, right? So data is the product. We're providing the data. All these social media. So social media is the platform, but the product that they sell business to business is our data, right? All the social medias do that. So the more attention that they can capture, the more people they can get on their platform, the more data they can scrape and keep. It in the end it turns into revenue, right? So what I think Instagram and Facebook were seeing was the amount of written content, written data that could be taken from Twitter and used to either train AI models to train language learning, and
bro,
Twitter down their APIs, right? So if Facebook and Instagram were accessing that data, Twitter shut that down for most, and it's behind a paywall now to access any of that data. So I guess Instagram and Facebook might have said, all right, well, we need our own platform where people can put out written content, because then our AI and our learning models can scrape all that data, which is valuable, man, in the end, right? Because Instagram only has pictures and captions, and I don't know how efficient it is to really scrape all that, but that's
bro. If you look at Temu, they literally sell like things that are like $11 for like 10 cents, like way under cost from China. Like, there's what motive do they have to do that is what I'm wondering, especially since the whole TikTok thing is going on. I'm just saying, I don't know if anyone agrees with me, but I feel like it's like, a similar thing, Chinese trying to get our information, in a way. But yeah.
Okay. I think we should just like dip off of this topic. It's giving me a headache. No offense or anything. It's just I don't have this type of energy during the day or at any point. Actually, there has to be like uh, a clear line drawn in the sand. The People's Republic and the the people of China are two different things. One's a pseudo corporation, the other is human beings. But yeah, so yeah, take it away, Jace.
Kiro's a great co-host. Jace, what's up, bro? I saw you.
Kiro, I know I never put my hand up. Kiro, you are 100% on that, man. I've actually been to China 22 times. They're my favorite people on the whole planet. For real. But CloneX and Chill, I want to talk about the first part of this. When are we going to get another tweet, man? I was so hyped on that Animus trailer that I bought an undead. Now I'm like, what's the next? Come on. What's next? Somebody's got to hit me with it.
We got one today.
What? Where have I?
Yo.
Over on Threads. Bro, I've been fishing for like 7 hours with my boys. I legit, I am touching grass. I'm in the weeds. Let me go and scan.
Do you guys believe that Blur's taken away the value of the mid rares? Because literally most of my clones are mid rares, and so if that's the case, I fucked up. But then they just introduced trait. They just introduced trait bidding. Are bids actually going towards the mid rare traits yet?
Honestly, Blur's gonna do whatever Blur does. I collect art. I don't fucking cheat it to the ether. I don't know, myself personally, I think they're testing to see whether or not they can control on-chain commodities. I don't think there's anything good happening with Blur. We didn't even need X2Y2. I was okay with OpenSea.
Personally, bro, I think the best platform that I've used, that I've appreciated, has been, it used to be called Gem. It's now OpenSea Pro because OpenSea bought Gem. But it's actually a really good aggregator. It shows X2Y2, it shows Looks Rare, it shows Blur, it shows them all. And so anytime I'm trying to look for the best deals on clones or any collection, I'm on Gem, dude. That's been the best experience so far. And if it is on Blur, you can buy right through Gem, and it'll just throw your transaction through Blur anyways. So
there is points though for trading apparently on OpenSea Pro. There's like a rumor that if you keep it up and you literally like specifically list and buy on there, I noticed when you go to your buy and sell history, it shows like a little icon next to it that it was purchased on there rather than somewhere else. And if you go back to their tweets, it says like if you keep trading right now, you'll get rewarded. So I'm thinking they might drop the ball somehow. So that's my quote unquote alpha, I guess you could say, buy on OpenSea Pro in case they give out points.
I personally hope not. I actually didn't realize what Blur has been doing. I've been hearing, man, the Blur farmers are killing us. And I was like, well, it's just a marketplace. But now that I actually understand how it works and the Blur token and all that stuff, like, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would say it's killing mid tiers or high tier, but it's definitely not a positive. I mean, it just takes a little bit of research of like understanding how it's affecting the whole marketplace as a whole. I'm hoping it's just bear market activity, but yeah, we'll see how long they can keep this up though. I mean, that guy that's like dumping all those Bored Apes or something, he's like, I'm gonna, even though I'm making bad plays, I'm gonna make all this money back on Blur tokens from farming. I'm just like, yeah, that's not a good reason to continue doing what you're doing.
Bro, they cashed him outside, man. Like I've been here for a while. I've been here since this started. No good thing has ever come from fucking cheating Ethan to fucking nothingness. It's like there has to be a reason why he's willing to lose that much money. Some sort of compensation that's not on chain is what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, just random, but mid tiers have always really not been a play for flipping pre Blur. You know, they're really just like long term, or you think that someone else is gonna really resonate with that one.
No, absolutely. Like, even I was doing some research last night as to where the other that angel went. I'm gonna end up buying it again back just because I seen what this guy's been doing with it. Um, like, people don't appreciate fine art. That's what I do know about this space, and the clones are definitely fine art to me. So I don't know what these people are doing. I don't really like these worker bots though, man. I'm not a fan. I don't like robots that are.
Hey, real quick though, because I don't know, is Demon and Angel considered mid tier or is that Reptile and Undead? Because I know there's like 8 DNAs. Where does normally mid tier
Sir,
start?
sir.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna tell you something. There is nothing mid tier about any of the art in this collection. Okay, there's nothing mid tier about any of it, bro. Mid tier only applies to mid-fluencers. We're not influencers. We only have like 40 people in here, and it's just the people that really care about dressing nicely and smelling good. So I'm here for that.
All right, let me try this a different way then, Kiro.
Got you.
What would influencers consider a mid tier in CloneX, even though there is no mid tiers?
They don't go by like, so for example, like clones have their own tiering system with the DNA. For them, tiering and mid tier and all of that stuff is going by trait sniper or any of those like, trait tools that all have different results because they all have different like construction as to how they, do their math, right? So does any of it really matter if we're really just supposed to be resonating with these assets? I mean,
Then
not really.
then I would say yeah, then no, because I actually don't really. That's why I'm hoping. Sorry, I'll go on a small tangent. That's why I'm hoping Animus is not like that, because I don't want to go after an Animus because it has a 0.3% trait. You know what I mean? Like I would rather go after an Animus because it's a Mirakami, or because it's a demon, or because it's a earth, wind, fire, whatever elemental type. I'd rather go after
Bro, do
Animus like
you.
that
Do
than trait.
always do you, baby. Don't let the traders and flippers and the way they operate in this space dictate what you're doing, man. Because at the end of the day, they're just here making money, flipping assets. They don't care what it looks like. So none of that matters. They don't even know what you get from it. It's just, is there an announcement coming? Is the number gonna go up? So just buy what you like and never look back at the stupid ass floor price unless you have money to buy more.
Wait, I got an answer for you that's gonna piss Kuro off real bad. I know how to fire up Kuro. That's my boy. First of all, Kuro's an influencer. Don't let him tell you otherwise. Second of all, no, I'm just kidding. Second of all, anything between something you buy directly on the floor at the lowest price and maybe the top 50 clones in the whole collection is in the middle, man. Like, you're either buying the floor or you're buying absolute rares, and even the absolute rares have a very, very, like, very, very, they're very, very illiquid. So in the broader sense, the mid tiers are anything in between those, in my opinion. Um, but the clone collection is different. A lot of people buy clones because they connect with them. They're more of a humanoid connection. They buy the PFPs because they either look like them or they connect with them in general. In other collections, I've always just bought the floor because I don't care. But clones, I've never been able to buy directly like the first one on the floor for some reason. It's just how I am. But in my opinion, anything in between that, yes, Shadow is all the middle. And
Hey,
because
best believe. My
more
bad.
value, like by buying in the middle like an angel or a demon, like I tend to do, you're expecting that they resell at those middle tier prices, and recently like the middle hasn't had as much liquidity as directly on the floor.
Hey, best believe they do something crazy like, if you want a flying animus, you're gonna need like a, angel, or, something like that. Let's just say they do it like that, where certain traits fall more if you have a connection or have a certain type of clone, if that is even a thing. Best believe I will be blind buying a floor angel, a floor robot, a floor anything I can afford, just to have that trait for animus farming. I do think animus farming is definitely going to be a thing because I think there's going to be 40,000 eggs. So yeah, get your farms ready, man. And I'm from Texas, so we know how to do this.
Texas don't know shit about farms. California is
Yes, we do.
the leading
Hey,
state that pushes out agricultural products is California.
listen,
I don't want to hear.
listen. We're not gonna get into this, man. We do
There's
farm down here.
California don't have enough water to grow nothing, man. I've driven through that place.
Thank you. Say it again.
we are surrounded by water. Check this out though. Go Google which states have the most cows and horses, and then come back to me and let me know. Texas might have. California is easily number 2.
Hey, compound man, my daddy breaks horses. All right, don't talk to me about horses.
There's more horses in
Wait,
California.
didn't Shadow bring in his daddy last time we were all on here, and then somebody else went off on it?
Somebody was talking about something, and then some random came in here and started talking about their daddy. I forgot. Oh, it was Rupsy, bro. He was talking about his project and his art that he was releasing. Some random was on stage and started talking like about his daddy, and Rupsy's like, "You don't fucking talk about my daddy." Like, what? We had to boot the guy though. Super random.
That's what it was. That was a good one, though, man. That was nuts.
Hey, but look, all jokes aside, farmers are needed. If we lose farmers, our way of life will literally come to an end. So respect your farmers. Make sure you respect your farmers, guys.
You're gonna be everybody's gonna be that's facts, but everybody's gonna be real upset when they find out who owns the most farmland in the U.S. It's sad.
Bill Gates?
Yeah, it's Bill Gates. The doctor, Dr. Bill Gates.
Well, hey, I don't know. There's not even the space for that.
No, it's not. Shit, Shadow, did you download your 3D files though, bro?
Yep, I got my 3D files ready. I keep checking every 5 minutes to see if Allie came back in. Hopefully I can catch him. But I got them ready, man. I got them on my file. I even got them on a USB, man, just in case I run into some people in the wild.
Got my clone everywhere. I got files in my backpack, baby. That reminds me of this story. I met this dude at a festival one time, and he was a DJ, and he was wearing a backpack. And I was like, "Why are you just carrying a backpack around?" And the only thing that he had in his backpack at the very bottom of this thing, there's nothing else. It's just a USB stick with his music on it. So he carried a full backpack for this little USB stick with his music on it. I could just see you, Shadow, walking around, backpack on, files ready to rock, dude.
Oh, I'm definitely the backpack guy. Like whenever we go to Disney World or any vacation, it doesn't even matter if it matches what I'm wearing. We got to carry a backpack. Like I'm not walking around with my pockets full and cargo shorts, none of that. Just throw it all in the backpack. When we wear some basketball shorts, we're on vacation. So yeah, when I meet you guys in IRL, just don't be surprised if I got a backpack on. Hopefully, Artifact drops a backpack. That would help me out quite a bit. So yeah.
Dude, I'll buy an Artifact backpack.
They should do a Chrome collab. Chrome collab, and I'm sold.
Nah, dude, what about like a JanSport? You know what I'm saying? So it's a simple.
No, that's too old school. I'm not trying to feel like elementary. You know, like Chrome is fine.
Bro, the Nike SB backpacks are so quality. They're like, bro. I threw my backpack on the airplane up into the thing. It was a rough ride, and you know the skateboard didn't break. The straps for the skateboard on the backpack didn't break. Nike, that's the alpha.
Yeah, Nike does make some premium stuff, man. I don't know what's next. What's the next physical? I know we're gonna be definitely getting shoes, here and there, but they're gonna start mixing it up with some Nike branded stuff. So yeah, Nike backpacks, Nike. What have they done? They've done jackets. Let's get some sweats going. Let's get all kinds of stuff, man. Give me some CloneX slides, Nike slides, man.
Some
We need
like artifact Air Max slides.
we need the Gitas, the shits our clones got on right now. We need those for real. Cause I always wanted a pair of those. So I mean, I don't know.
You know what I like? I like keychains and charms and stuff. Like I know in a lot of like Japanese culture they have like the charms hanging off their cell phones and stuff like excessively. And I be doing that a lot too with my iPhones. Like I buy cases with little charm slots and hang stuff off my belt loops. That'd be tight.
Yo, Animus
Yes,
charms.
sir.
That's going on the list. We got
Bro, they could do
Animus
so much with that,
shoes,
bro. So much.
Animus stuffed animals, and now Animus charms.
You
Let's
know,
keep it going.
Dre, you know, we've and Kuro and a lot of the guys have been here like since the beginning. You know, we've recycled into some new fresh blood when everybody's asking for physicals and wearables, because we went through a flood storm for months where people just, you made me feel like a customer. Why are you selling me things? I feel like a customer. And a lot of those people have left, and we got the new guys, like the new people in the community. They're like, no, I want to buy some shit. Like, give me some wearables, give me some backpacks, charms. Like, I'm with you though, guys. I want to buy some. I want to buy some backpacks. I want to
I
buy
still
some.
can't. I still can't believe that, bro. There was seriously some people in here that were like, "You're offering me limited edition stuff that only I can buy. I don't want to feel like a customer." Like that doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. I'm sorry. Like, like what did they want? Just a bunch of airdrops?
I mean, those are the
Just
same
constant
people that wear
airdrops?
Skechers. No offense, they don't know what like Nikes are. You know, like they're out here rocking
They
Skechers and like.
they wanted airdrops so they can flip to make profits, and then once the money dried up because they airdropped them 20,000 things, and they'll flip their clones and then they're out. That's what they wanted. That's what I'm
Yo,
saying.
I need to tell you guys something. Conviction is always rewarded. Okay? If you like, yo, I didn't know how to open up the box, so I sold the box at the top. Okay? That like you don't understand it. Just keep what you understand. Like yo, when people complain about having to pay for the apparel, it's like, bro, so what? You think that when people get their like their Louis Vuitton box, they don't know they got to pay like $1,500 or $2,500 or whatever it is per key to get to the next step to pay for the physical apparel? Like what, you think you spend 3 ETH on a 3D model and art, and then just because like people were early, they got a bonus of some airdrops, you think it's just going to be airdrops forever? Like, it doesn't. How do they even make money? If they can't make money, then there is no business. They have no business doing business. It would just.
And that's where all
I
those
think
other projects went, right, Kira? I mean, legit, they had no money coming in, and when royalties started drying up and going away, they're like, "Oh, well, we did, but let's go fund somebody else," right? But they had nothing going on except royalties. Man, that was, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just
Speaking
close
of
it.
royalty, though, I did notice last night. We're non-biased here, but if you didn't know, now you know. This is also going to be on the thread post. The royalties on Animus is 10%. See, I'm used to 10% because everything digital collectibles, Disney, Marvel, they all do 8%, and then the company VV takes an additional 2%. So I've been used to, for the past 2 years, of a 10% royalty fee. They've been getting people used to that. I've noticed that OpenSea is mostly 3% or 5%. So I wonder how people are going to respond to that. I think it's fine. More money that they can take to revamp back into Animus, but yeah.
It's always been like
The
that.
problem, it's always been like that. Everything that Artifact, since their vial, has been 10% royalty. The issue is that once Blur dropped and removed royalties, everyone that's a trader and smart money moves, they stopped trading on OpenSea. So for me, to take it back to the whole merch thing, I was one of the few people complaining about the merch. For me, it wasn't about not wanting merch or not wanting specific limited merch. It was about wanting to pay less for it, um, and essentially having Artifact rely more on the royalties because they're getting 10%. But yeah, so we have other market conditions that probably affected that. Um, but we'll see how it goes in the future. They're supposed to eventually have their own marketplace. Maybe they could lock the stuff up like how CryptoPunks were only tradable on Larva Labs' website at the time. Who knows?
Animus is locked up. It's an OpenSea contract.
Yeah.
If you're putting them on Blur, it's being routed through OpenSea, and you're still paying royalties. So Animus was one of the first contracts to impose, and every project's doing it now. If you're looking at Other Side, they did the Other Side expanded. Do you think that was like to decouple the quotas? No, it was they needed a new contract that they could enforce royalties. That's what that was. And so Other Side expanded is royalties enforced in the contract. And Animus was that too. So Shadow, there was a time we went through a huge flood storm, everything from paying like the full price for wearables to Monolith to royalties being high. It was like the start. It was like kind of deep into the beginning of the bear market. So tensions were just super high, bro. And one of the conversations that came up in Spaces was the royalties. So Artifact answered kind of our request, and they moved all the collections down to 5%. But they did tell us, they said the unrevealed collections such as Animus will remain 10%, and then after they reveal, they move down to 5%. And what I think I've noticed, at least with Artifact, is they give out 20,000 free airdrops to clones, and then they fund the collections. They fund the collection through those royalties, right? So let's give 20,000 out for free, and then everybody who buys and sells on secondary or people entering the ecosystem pays a royalty, which funds the artist, it funds the marketing, it funds everything of that specific collection. Because we had a lot of FUD that's like, oh, you made X amount of dollars on clones. Like, why do you need royalties at 10%? I'm like, well, I think it's important that they keep the collection separate, right? Because we hold clones and we want the royalties from clones to go towards marketing and like business dev and shit towards clones. I don't want the clone royalties to be used on Animus, right? So it's important for them to have a method of royalties pre-reveal that they can use to fund that specific project and keep those in little sections. It's just what I've noticed. I've never even talked to them, but it's pretty obvious to notice that they keep all those little budgets separate. Each collection has its own royalties and it has its own funding.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, when it comes to NFT projects that I absolutely love, and Artifact is one of them. I know, being a moderator for VV, I know what those royalties go towards. They go towards other deals of other IP dropping on the platform, marketing, everything that you were saying. They don't just pocket that, right? They're not taking that home, the royalties. That always goes back into the project. To help like finance certain things that were maybe outside of the budget or maybe opportunities that came along. So for me, I'm kind of like Sweden, man. Sweden is like the number one country that they love paying taxes because they know the system works and they know that when they pay their taxes, that is going towards everything that Sweden provides for their citizens, right? So yeah, I don't mind royalties. I actually was unaware of like the full extent of the Blur situation with royalties. But I'm glad I got kind of educated today. So now I have that pocket of knowledge. But yeah, I'm definitely fine with paying royalties, and I would like for that to go back into the collections, man. It definitely helps out.
What I've learned with Animus, and I FOMO bought an Animus for Japan. I've learned that it's just not like, don't trade it, bro. It's like 10% royalties is not an easy one to trade. If you're gonna buy them to stack them, that's fine. But trading these collections and anything outside Artifact or here with the 10% royalties is super difficult. Like you got to have a massive jump in floor price for you to profit. So with Animus, the one that I've purchased, it's going into my vault, and I'm just gonna hold it because it ain't even worth me trying to figure out what point I need to sell it up for a couple $100 profit. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%, man. I mean, that's kind of how I'm viewing the clone and my animus at this point in time. This demon clone is locked away, and every animus from here on out, I kind of made the decision last night. I was going to try to jump into the ether stuff. I was talking to Kiro about it in the spaces after Bad Take, but I thought about it more today, and I was like, okay, as much as I would love to be a part of that because I just really like the art. I feel like I'm going to be kicking myself when Animus finally launches and it's as amazing as I know it's going to be. Everybody that has an egg right now, there's already 0.0% listed of the eggs. If someone goes in and buys like 10 eggs or something at one time, it like jumps up quite a bit. But yeah, if they release the other 20K and everybody's holding on to their eggs, like I'm going to be paying an arm and a leg for eggs. So to avoid that scenario before the major hype gets here, I'm just stacking up ETH, stacking up ETH. When I get enough, I don't even care about the price at this point. Well, that's a lie. I do care about the price, but I'm not going to be waiting forever on bids. I'm just going to be like, all right, the floor is 700, get up to 700, buy an egg. The floor is 600, get up to 600. The floor is 1K, get up to 1K, buy an egg. That's kind of what I'm just kind of doing from here on out to the end of the year.
Good strategy, man. I mean, that's what I've done. I've reached my point. I'm good on eggs. I'm good on clones.
Yeah, that was mad helpful though, definitely. Cause you know me, I'm sitting here. I'm on Blender. I just busted my clone files open and got it together. I got Mozzie helping me on the back end get my drip right. But yeah, I'm just listening to y'all chop it up. This is mad useful. Everything y'all been pondering on. Cause you know, I still gotta pull it together. So good looking y'all. What up, Jack name?
Yo, I see you, POV. I heard that Mozzie drop too on the drip on the back end. You're wasting zero time, sir. You're going to hit us with a flood of drip. Let me get some rain boots ahead of that tweet, though.
Hey, absolutely, we lit. Let's get it.
Yo, congrats, though, POV, and congrats, Shadow. Awesome, awesome avatars of the future, good sirs. Welcome, welcome, I guess, again, second time. I mean, POV, bro, you've been a clone for months, maybe even a year now, as far as I'm concerned, man. Shadow, you've been a clone for at least 2 months. So welcome to officially assigning some faces to your digital identities, guys.
Thank you. It was hard, man. I'm not going to lie. I try to do things safely, right? I do it this way so I can't. If I would have bought, I mean, not targeting anybody that did buy, but if I would have bought when I just got out of my clones, right when the shoes ended up finishing drop, I probably would have got a human. Not that there's anything wrong with a human, but I probably would have got a human, and it probably just would have been a random human, not like my forever clone, because I just would have wanted to just get one, right? But because I took my time, I did it differently. Instead of pulling crypto from my portfolio, I did it the old-fashioned way, put money aside, kept buying ETH at different price points, which ended up helping out quite a bit too. I actually went through the whole collection and I actually found like 52 different clones that I'm like, okay, this could be a clone I could rock as the PFP. Because I took my time, about like a month and a half, I feel like things worked out way better than me just rushing in, jumping in, buying something, anything I can get my hands on. There's going to be a lot of that once this animus and things like that start popping off, which, nothing wrong with that. Get in where you fit in, but it definitely helps if you can really take your time because it makes your decisions feel even that much better afterwards, right? Like hindsight, I'm like, yeah, I did it right. Now we're good. Continue buying eggs. We got a game plan and everything's good. We just chilling.
Yo, you said get in where you fit in, and that was pretty great. Huddle, I'm playing Diablo 4, bro. If you're trying to hunt that sword, you already know.
Dang, bro, I'm at work still, but let's see, another hour and a half. We out
Dude,
there.
we played for like 3 hours the other day when we were both at work, so that's not even a fair excuse. Oh shit, comp, why is this recorded, bro? We're trying to spit the elf out here of the grandfather greatsword hunt and what Huddle and Jack are doing in their free time.
Bro, tell me, we've all heard Jack use like say, man, I'm so busy at work. I got all these things going on at work. And this is what he's been talking about the whole time, Diablo. He said, man, I'm an engineer. I think Jack's like an engineer or something. I'm an
Dude,
engineer. Like I got all shit
it's
going
been the
on.
chillest fucking week, comp, because dude, they didn't give us Monday off, and like everybody basically took it off. And so Huddle and I played Diablo for a while. I think that was Monday, Huddle. But like, dude, it was a joke. I got 3 emails the entire day, and I was like, well, I got nothing that's pressing. I'm gonna literally sit here and play Diablo 4 and hunt this sword. And that's what I did, bro.
So Jack, you're telling me the reason why I still have not gotten an email back from my engineering team about an issue since what is today? Today's July 6th, since the June 27th, is because you motherfuckers are out there playing Diablo.
Absolutely, they're definitely there with us.
I'm about to head up to the office right now, bro.
Dude, don't make me tell you my
Tired of
cell
this
phone
shit.
company and give you my full name, sir.
Hey man, I'm like I know every engineering team is different, but bro, I'm getting tired of this person contacting me like, we got any updates? We got any updates? Like, no. I just started sending this dude screenshots of me not having any replies from engineering. I'm like, nope, still waiting on engineering.
Dude, it depends on the corporate entity that funds the engineering or whatever. But dude, the entire industry is kind of cracked, honestly, because like consulting, like I pay consulting engineers to literally do my job for me. So then it turns into project management, and it's like depending on the workflow or the priority of the project or whatever it actually is, like it's shocking. Let's just say that, Shadow.
Dang, man.
Dude, I know all those engineers are playing this game. So was it Skyrim or whatever game came out like last year and Twitter disappeared? What was that? What was that game that came out?
Dark
And
Souls.
bro, the
This
entire
man said Skyrim.
what
Bro,
what
Skyrim
was it
came
called?
out like 12
Skyrim
months
was only
ago.
like a decade ago. It's
Nah,
Yeah,
okay.
PlayStation 3 comp.
it wasn't Dark Souls, dude. What was it?
Oh, you know what? It's the
Elden.
game that's just like Elden Ring. There you go. It's pretty much exactly Dark Scrolls with a different name. There we go.
Or maybe it was Dark Souls. But I'm gonna be honest,
Oh
it's
man.
basically just a Skyrim bootleg. So
No, 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 no. They're not even related. They're totally
Comp,
different games. Just because you swing a sword doesn't mean it's the same game.
Yo,
they're
how do
comp,
your voice is like through a megaphone, bro? Like you screaming in the mic.
Really?
hey, compound,
Them JBL
compound.
headsets.
dude, I'm gonna just say that whatever Jack's playing is just a RuneScape bootleg too. They're all just bootlegs of each other.
Hey, Compound is a menace, man. Don't let him do this to y'all.
Yeah, bro.
Don't let him
Hey,
trigger
after this
you.
Seriously.
space compound, I'm clipping that. Hey, what was that game that y'all were playing? Skyrim? I
Hello Kitty
busted out
Island?
laughing, man.
He's a menace, bro. He's called Easy Red October's Red Shoes. He knows how to get the blood boiling if you let him.
But you know it's true because they're so defensive about it. Like I don't know what it is. It just it's all facts though. Check this out though. So you know that MFer dot swoosh, he's got like a gaming rig that he built out or had built for him, and I got the specs. Is it something that I even need? I have a powerful ass MacBook, but he's trying to sell it, but I have a spending problem. I don't need to just be buying things. Um,
How much you want for it?
he wants 1,500 for it.
What are the specs, comp? Read them. I did some Googling
Yeah.
research.
What are they?
Yeah, so he shot him over. He even shot him over to to Samuel, and he goes, "Hey, here's the specs of this. Is this a good deal?" And Sam goes, "Yeah, it's a fucking good deal. Let me see." He's
Man, he
like,
might as well do it then.
he lives in my city. He goes, "Bro, I'll bring it over to your house. I bought it last month. I'll bring it to your house, and you can just pay me whenever." And I'm like, I don't need this shit that bad. Like, what do I need this for?
Hey, you
There's
know
nothing
this
wrong
dude
with
though,
it.
right, Compound?
No,
Yeah,
it's,
like there's nothing wrong with it, is it?
nah, he want to do that to me. And then he lives here in my city.
Okay.
He
Oh,
worked.
okay, cool.
Here, should I put him in the comments? The specs.
You want to just read
Yep.
the graphics card and the processor. It should be like an I something
Basically,
and a
yeah.
3 something or a 4 something.
RTX 3080.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1500.
Yeah.
Good deal. RTX 3080.
Swear to
That's
God, bro.
Wait. Say
Just
what
kidding.
is it again?
Got
It's a what?
32 gigabytes
3080.
of RAM. RTX
Oh yeah.
3080. It looks like Maximus.
Hey, you're good for the next like 5 years, Compound. You won't have to
Yeah.
worry
Yeah,
about
you don't want that.
That 3080 is good by
You
itself.
don't want that.
He
Hey, I just got a new computer, bro. It's a nice upgrade. You should do it.
he
Yeah.
said built it for graphic, like 3D rendering and graphic design. It's not exactly for gaming. He has like a 3090. He said he used for gaming.
Yeah. A
I
3080
had
is
just
going
bought
for
a 40.
1500 by itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 3080 and 3090s, they came out at the same time a couple years back. I have a 3090 Ti right now. And I mean, any 3080, 3090, 3090 Ti, all three of those, you won't need to worry about computer, anything for like the next 5 to 7 years, honestly.
Yeah.
But the 4K series is already out.
I used to bust those things during the pandemic, bro. I used to flip, you know what I mean? And best boy, I used to bust them things off
Hey,
all the
I
time.
will tell you this. Was it Hotto that said this? Look, my friend Kelby has a 4090. That thing, if we shut the door, that thing's like an oven. His whole computer room is burning up, man. He has
Man,
the
I just
fan
bought a
on 3.
4080. Had to buy a
Yeah,
bunch of fans like the
that is
next day.
that's unnecessary power for like no reason, man.
I
But I
didn't
Like
want
like
ten
grand
blasting
year.
it.
I want a 10-year horizon, not a 5-year horizon. You know,
That's
like
why I did it. Exactly. I need that
Bro,
super
in
horizon.
10 years, we're going to be using Apple Vision glasses that look like
I
Ray-Bans
thought
and
about
not
that
worried
too.
about none of that stuff.
I did think about that too, but I said fuck it.
for a small
Yeah.
fee of $25,000.
Hey, in 10 years, they're gonna have a 4090 Ti's on like the size of a computer chip inside of your cell phone.
That's a fact.
So yeah, that's how fast technology moves, man. And although you'll be fine because 4K gaming doesn't exist. If anybody tells you it does, it doesn't. 4K gaming does not exist. So we have the power for 4K gaming. We're just waiting for a game to come out that is 4K gaming. And if that doesn't make sense, it's not supposed to. It's stupid power for no reason.
Comp,
I mean, we don't even really play on screens large enough for 4K resolution to matter. So, like, I feel like we're a long ways away.
it's a fire PC though, man. It probably has a good processor that can handle that thing. You're gonna be good for a long time. 1500 is a steal, sir.
Okay.
What kind of does it have a SSD? 1 terabyte SSD, 2 terabyte.
It's in the comments. So let me check.
Hey, if I know somebody or not, they offering me a 3080 computer like that for 1500. First thing I'm doing is I'm scanning that thing from top to bottom for viruses or malware or something, bro. Something ain't adding up, bro. You
I
want
would say
my
the same thing.
SSD phrase?
Just reformat it. It's an i9 too, not even an i7. So I mean,
God damn.
fairly good deal, man.
He's like I said, he's a clone here that lives here in my city, bro. He's just like, dude, you're a homie. You don't even have to pay me right now. I'll just bring it over and just pay me when you can. I said I'm gonna ask him if he'll trade Animus eggs for it.
Hey man, well, if you trust the dude, if you know him like that, then yeah, he's doing you a big favor.
Definitely reinstall Windows.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Comp that thing's like 2500 easy, and that would still be like 500 to 1,000 off, bro. That is a really good deal.
I wonder what he paid to have it built. Like he had a guy build it like custom for him, and he said he'll throw in a Murakami FaZe Clan mouse pad, some big ass Murakami FaZe Clan collab, mousepad. You know what I'm talking about?
I thought you was about
That
to say
shit.
Amerikami.
It's
That shit.
they got a
That should
bait.
drop same time. That should drop same time as the jerseys. I was looking at that when it
Yeah,
dropped.
it's fire. It's this giant ass like mousepad. He said, "I'll just give this to you, bro."
Comp, let me get that pad though. Let me know.
Hey,
Let me
yo.
get that pad.
Dre says, "Shoot that shot, sir."
Let me
Yeah,
get that
I'm sitting
pad.
here with some basic Amazon big ass pad. It ain't Murakami FaZe though.
Hey, Compound man, what I gotta do, man, to get to that level, man, to get those type of hookups, man? That would help me out greatly.
Keep writing threads.
All right, bet.
all right, bet.
Oh man, dude, hey, look, that's a fire deal, man. I love this community, bro. Hey, we
Here,
all hooking each other up.
well, the thing is, Shaw's here right now. You hear Shaw? They're all the nerds are saying it's a good deal.
Hey, if you get it for $1,500, I'll buy it from me from $750 since it's resold again and it's half off. Let me know.
Hey, that's the homie discount. Shaw has seen me buy so much sound equipment and like I have full Pioneer like DJ decks like I got a whole setup. I got speakers and subwoofers. She's seen me buy so much electronics. So every time I bring up electronics, she goes, "You got a lot of money in electronics already. What makes you got a brand new MacBook with an M2 in it? Why you got a MacBook with an M2 in it? Why do you need a desktop? Like, what are you gonna use on the desktop that you can't do on this?"
That's kind of what
He's right.
If you're doing any blending, you'll definitely want that desktop though, for sure.
Man, y'all making me want the damn desktop. I wasn't even looking for a computer, bro.
No,
Yeah, I
I
have
wasn't
a 30
either,
now.
but like it almost sounded like an opportunity to get one if I ever needed one at like an.
That's an insane discount that you got.
Oh, are you hearing the nerds? They're fucking going off on me right now.
Yeah,
They're gonna.
Why you keep
yeah, they're right.
Hey, we're saying if you don't take that offer, one of us is taking it today.
Nah, bro. I already messaged him. I just needed. I already messaged him, man. Don't worry about it. Just don't think about it no more. Somebody. I was doing. I think I was setting up threads, or I was doing something, and one of my like IRL friends. She was like, "Oh, you're a real nerd, huh?" Because I had all the NFT stuff on there. And I was like, yeah, bro, it's
Yeah,
fast.
you skipped the gaming nerd level and you went straight to just the worst level of internet nerd.
That's facts. DeFi, crypto, NFTs, all of the above. Sorry, my son's trying to hear himself echo through the hills.
He said,
My bag.
my bag. So,
Hey man, what is a good? Oh, good.
no, you go for it, Shadow. I was just gonna try to
I,
figure out what I need this thing for. Like, what can I do with it?
yeah, man. I mean, there's a list of things you can do, but now my question is going to be, what do you guys think is a good amount of nothing crazy, like for an average person whose main focus is CloneX? What do you think is a good amount of eggs to have on deck before Animus incubation and stuff launch?
More than one?
Yeah, I say at least two.
the
At least two.
Shadow 3, because then you reveal one for the experience, you hodl one unrevealed, and you never crack that MFR until Artifact cracks it for you. And then the third one you try and sell for a profit, but we all know how that is. GG's.
That's a good strategy too, for real. It's hard for me
Good
to hold
old.
on to three like that.
It
Good old.
depends on how the reveal is, man. If these are already predetermined eggs, I would not have it in me to sell it and watch somebody else crack open a 101 or something crazy, right? But now, if there's a lot that goes into it, like incubation, your clone can interact with it, if there's a lot of stuff that goes into the outcome of the animus, then yeah, I would say it might be safe to maybe do like what you just said, because then I could just pick up another egg whenever I want to go through the opening journey again whenever I want. But if they're predetermined, and I mean, let's all hold our breath and hope that we don't find out that these eggs were already predetermined by DNA based off of the clones. I mean, I'm just hoping that they're not. But yeah, hopefully they're not predetermined.
It never is. It never has been. They always been random. Every contract they've come out with has been random. So I don't think they would attach it to DNA now. To be honest, I know a lot of people are rooting for that, but I don't think that's what it's going to be.
There's nothing in the contract that is tracking the token ID that it came from the clone. Like the Animus contract doesn't have any correlation to the token ID from each clone when you claim.
I think it definitely will deal with like the nesting mechanics, the incubation mechanics, and things of that nature, but not necessarily attaching itself to DNA. If you have a certain pod, I think it'll go quicker. If you have certain clones attached to it, didn't Harlan say something about?
Do y'all remember the quest? The energies that we had to choose to imbue into that shit? So there might be something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's similar. That's similar to what the Cool Cats did with their eggs, where you do quests, you get a chest, you unlock the chest, and get these random items that are like different elements, and then you feed those to your egg, and they kind of determine like what element your egg would come out as. So I mean, maybe that's along the lines of what they're looking to do.
That would be fire too. One thing about Artifact too is they innovation, man. They don't like to follow the trails of other people, so that would be dope. I remember, and everything that they were saying about CIRLs too. So what if we got like a move to earn type of situation where if you do this, you get certain points or certain items that you can put into the incubation that can change and switch up stuff. That'd be stupid dumb fire.
That would definitely be banana nut bread.
Banana nut bread.
We should invite Maximone up here and see what kind of alpha you can tell us about the Animus contract.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and do that.
Like a contract, anyways. We just too dumb to read it.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually like to hear from him as well too. The other question I have for you guys is, if we got superior, maximum, normal speed, how long are we waiting on these eggs? What if it comes out and if you don't have it shipped, it takes like a month to reveal your egg?
Bro,
you think that's long? You think that's long?
that's long Web3 term. That's a year right there. So I think it's a possibility because that gives. What other reason would you want to buy a Luxo? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Why would you want to get the quickest one?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think without a pod, it'll be longer than I think 30 days might be with a pod.
I don't think it has anything to do with reveal time, guys. Every time this conversation comes up, I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think it's point accrual. Like one accruals points more faster than the other pods. Do you know what I'm saying? If you got a Lux, you're just stacking points quicker. But I don't think it messes with reveal time.
Well, what are the points for? What them points do?
You gotta explain that thing because that's first I'm hearing of that.
What them points do?
Everybody, and I'm of course I can be wrong, but it's just a different way to look at it. Everybody's thinking of speed of reveal when it could be speed of like stacking points. So the points can be internal hodls. Like it's not gonna be a cryptocurrency, I don't think. It could be internal and for NFTs, for on platform stuff. If you guys remember, there is a shout out to the Moonbird contract within the Animus contract, and they had a whole point system that they accrued on their clones on their Moonbird. So I'm thinking it's a point system more so.
And what did these Moonbirds do with the points?
I was about to say that they're having Kevin Rose and all the Moonbirds people coming to IRL Alpha tonight. So I'm gonna probably sneak up there and try to.
Well, yeah. So those points, at least I know from their ecosystem. I'm gonna probably go learn from them too. In their ecosystem, they were attributed to either their Moonbirds, and it drove more value to them. Like you could potentially buy a Moonbird that was stacked with points, and then they used them within their ecosystem
to get the fanny pack.
Yeah, whatever they drop.
Damn.
And all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, dude. It would just seem weird to allow people to reveal their things before other people. I don't think that would go over Well,
But it's but it's not like just random. It's game mechanics, like you're saying. And like, if it is a point system, then what would those points be used for, other than maybe those energies to hatch your egg faster? Which would mean it in the end, it's still a way to hatch your egg faster. And if it's not to get these quote unquote energies or something to make your egg hatch a certain way or grow faster, then it would probably be for, like, let's say animus weaponry or armors or other those kind of things. And I mean,
yeah.
shit. Well, if your animus ain't equipped, then like what? Yeah.
Yo, but what if it's the distance though? Because what if your animus egg can't hatch until it gets to this certain world, but the ships go quicker, right? They have a speed to
Oh
them, so
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
certain
That was
ships,
it. That was it.
yeah, they might get there. And if you think about the elements that came along with the CIRL, certain ones could do certain things, like move through the shadows, jump through time. That might help with your points and your ships and your speed to get there to be able to hatch the eggs. You know what I'm saying?
I do think it's all like a really big gamification play. Um, I hopefully, who knows?
I'm hyped, man. Y'all getting me hyped. The giblets, bro. It's been a long time. They going again.
So the egg is an environmental gestation gizmo. That's what the egg stands for. So it's going to do something with the environment, probably some elements. Hopefully, we can infuse the elements that we earn from the CIRLs into the environmental gestation gizmo, and or something to do with the clone and the hibernation and the animus itself to then create another 20K collection. Maybe that one's based on DNA. There's so many different avenues, y'all. We all know that. We don't know anything currently, except they're cool and we're excited. And we've been sitting on this egg for 8 months. We're protecting the fuck out of the egg right now. And so when someone said 1 month, bro, we already been waiting 8 months. So I say send it. This thing's almost at a full term, if you ask me. Thing is ready any minute.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here. Everybody, check out the tweet up top because that's how I imagine us right now, bro. Just sitting around, just going back and forth. Well, I think this. Well, what about this? That's all we can do, man, till they give us official news. But hey, look, I like points. I like that. I just need the only thing that I ask from the compound your speculation. If it is the points, I just need the points to be as impactful as what I'm expecting the project to be, right? For instance, no shade towards any other project or Moonbird. I would be very disappointed if the only thing I get from the Lux Pod or whatever type of ship I have that it says incubation and then it says speed for egg incubation, if that points only gives me like a fanny pack or like a small stuff, right? I don't necessarily want that. I would like for that points to be for instance, maybe I don't know how far they want to gamify this, but I would like to also see if we use. I'm just trying to build off of your speculation. If we use those points for, let's say, apparel for Animus, something of that nature could be cool. Like I would like to see it done in a way that drives back to Animus. Is all I'm trying to say. But I like that idea though. I never thought about a point system. But then the question is, do you get the same amount of points? If I wait 30 days, do I get the same amount of points as someone with a Lux Pod that gets it done in like 3 days? The Lux Pod just gives you all the points that you would get just faster. Is that how that would work?
Yeah, I mean that's my speculation, dude. I could be so wrong, but this like artifact could
If
have a centralized point system for their entire ecosystem. You could use it toward mints. You can use it towards wearables. You can use it towards physical drops. Like you could use these things for anything. I know it's not going to be it probably will not be a decentralized token or anything, just because of the Nike and how that rocks. But something that Starbucks is already doing with their point system, and something that a lot of these other projects have their point system, is what I imagine, and being able to use these within the ecosystem for anything from like Nike drops to artifact drops to anything. I don't know, man. It's just the route that I'm thinking. As another way of looking at it.
Well, I'll definitely put that down in my notes. That could
Or,
be. What's up?
like Hoddle said, these points can be used to upgrade your animus or add things to your animus, or what if you could use them to boost your reveal or something? Who knows, man?
Yeah, if there's. Oh, go ahead.
I just know that part of the animus contract was in there. I remember seeing a shout out to the point system like concept from Moonbirds or something. So that's where this whole thought come from, and it could have changed since now, but I don't know.
Yeah, they surprised us with it like, hey guys, not only can you reveal your animus, but you can also play like this mini game, or you can interact with your animus, or it's like a Neopet or something like that, right? Where, or was it Neopet, Geopet? I forgot what those things were called. But if it's something like that, to where interacting with your animus gives you points, and you can use those points to get other things, and incubating eggs give you points, then that's a very, very gamified version that I could see definitely working, where everybody's trying to farm points, or it might be called energy, like contract wise, it might be points, but I could see it being energy or something cool like that, and you can maybe store it in a vial and use it as a form of currency. This depends on how far they want to gamify it. But going back to the other speculation, sorry, I'm clearing my throat. I just got done eating. Going back to the other speculation with the 30 days and potentially longer, I did want to kind of challenge. I forgot who actually said this, but I think someone
was
said
me.
that. Oh, okay. I did want to challenge that by saying Compound does have a point when there is a such thing as too long. If I'm someone new and I just bought this thing for, let's just say, $600, and now you tell me, all right, good job, you bought it for $600, now you got to wait. Let's just keep it to a month, because I feel like more than a month is really pushing it. But I say, okay, good job, now you got to wait a month. We do also at the same time have to think of the user experience, because maybe that might just frustrate the hell out of them. Like, look, what if they change their mind in the middle of it? I'm sure it'd be like a locked type of deal. That's why in my speculation I said 7 days, because I'm like, I feel like 7 days is a time frame, but that may be too good for those who don't have a ship, and not good enough for those who do have a ship. The Exodus was a whole deal in itself, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more ships in the future that probably will have other things on it as well too. So yeah, I do want to say, like, when it comes to reveal, we can't just wait too long.
Well,
can I counter that real fast? I mean, Jack came up here and told you how long we've been sitting on these eggs already. And I mean, we were supposed to get to the whatever reveal is supposed to be maybe 2 months ago or so. But also, you skipped over Pokemon Go and went all the way back to like Neopets. I just had to say that. Like, we try, we
Forgot
we trying
Tamagotchi
for,
too.
yeah. Like, what the hell? Anyway, that was it.
so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A time-based reveal mechanism that essentially forces you to buy a better spacecraft if you want to reveal sooner is not the type of gamification that I find fucking fun. Like nobody wants to. The only gamification we got is, oh shit, we now have to wait X amount of time to reveal. Like that's not gamification. That's just fucking torture, dude. Like I do not think I do not think that that's going to be it. There will be FUD if the only way you can reveal your fucking egg that you either bought or you already have is if you have to buy a faster spacecraft. That's FUD ready to
Well,
happen.
we know you won't have to have it to have it open, but the speculation, like, what is the purpose of being in here early and having all the assets? There's got to be some perks to
So
like still having my pods and shit, right? So again,
yeah,
the gamification is not really it's more like pumponomics or tokenomics, but
and
gamified.
No,
I'll be jumping back and forth. Oh, go ahead, Compound.
I'm just saying that a time-based reveal is not gamification. It's more that's just like I don't think that's
No, in of itself, it's not. No way. We're just saying that like part of the whole ecosystem of the eggs, of the pods, of the clones, and that like making the assets require each other or benefit each other is a way of gamifying the assets.
Yeah, and what if and so where I'm getting at is there could be a time base, but also like there needs to be something that makes me want to
Yeah,
lock that egg up in a incubation chamber.
and that's
It's got to be
yeah,
somewhere they out a higher level maybe, or maybe you get a base animus, or if you just or if you have a ship you can incubate for X amount of time and it comes out like a level 1 or level 2, sorry, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's got to actually make me want to do it, but just based completely on time, like I'm fudding it. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Well, usually these things are like you want to be the first or have like the best items in these games. Again, just as a flex, it's just like Web3. So like the whales rushing to have the first hatch animuses, there's no real point because at that time we probably still don't even know what the game is. Like we're just hatching them. You know what I mean? Like so unless the game is already going to be available once the hatching starts, which to be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, and this is where I wanted to jump in because I wanted to jump in with what Compound was saying. If the only point of the incubation is a time gated uh, deal, that is not gamification. That is why, with my scenario, I had to cut out all of this because it made the thread like pretty much like the introduction to a book. But there has to be multiple things that I'm able to do while my egg is incubating. So I only touched on one of them, which was I can use my clone to interact with it, right? If that is within the ship, or maybe it's within an actual portal, and it's a cool little animation of your clone like touching the egg, and then it glows to the DNA color of your clone, right? They can get really creative with that, but then that's just a one instance type of deal. Now, what are you doing for the other 28 days? So I had this whole other backlog of like ideas of like, but most of it we need a form of material or a form of currency. So I guess points or energy, this is where that can come into play, which is like with some of these, if you go and look up like incubation egg related things, Pokemon Go, you have to go walk a certain amount of miles in order to hatch the egg, right? You're doing something.
Yeah, but they
Uh,
have different level ones. They have ones that hatch way, way faster, 1 kilometer to 10 kilometers.
yeah.
And
But the thing is, so that's what we have. We have right now something that can hatch things way faster, but we don't have the input of the walking, something that you do daily, hourly, whatever, to also increase. You know what I mean? So we need something that we could do as clone holders or non-clone holders that is a daily maintenance, maybe. Maybe there is something, and this is where it gets a little bit weird, but I was thinking like, why does the incubation go faster on the ships? Well, the ships have an actual system that, eggs need temperature, they need certain conditions for certain breeds of animals, right? Maybe this ship can mimic that, and the better the ship you have, the better conditions is able to create. That is why it is able to go so much faster. Well, what if it breaks down, or what if in the middle of your incubation you're making choices, right? So this was a whole other deal that I had a thought of, where maybe you get to a point in the incubation where you get a notification and you got to go on the artifact website, and it's like, hey, we noticed an anomaly with the egg. We have two choices. We can either up the temperature to -0 degrees or put it to 110 like Fahrenheit. One of these directions will lead you down a totally different path, right? So if you're making choices throughout the waiting period, then that kind of adds, it gives you something to do. We have to have some type of quest line going on while the egg is incubating if we're going to push this thing to 30 days. If not, we need to do it way sooner.
have you seen the quest that we did the first time, the Exodus?
Yeah, I've seen the quest now. It was the Twitch thing, right?
Yeah, so basically we did that. It's an interactive Unity experience, and through our choices, we actually already lost eggs, right? So I don't think the supply is even going to hit 40K. But do we not think that Artifact is going to continue to use that Twitch experience thing for the continual release of these eggs, because I do. Like, I think that people are going to have to go to the experience, participate in order to be able to even mint the second wave of these eggs, in my opinion. And that's where that choice thing comes in. It's not just going to be a you choice, at least not initially, right? It'll be a group choice like before. But then, like you said, there could come a point in that process where people are making individual choices, which would be cool too. But yeah, I absolutely think that it's not just, yeah, I have the fastest incubator, it's going to hatch the fastest, and I don't do anything but just basically stake it and let it hatch. You know, like, I definitely think there's going to be possibly ties to the CRL stuff. I think that's why it's, not in our hands already, because they needed that in order to tie it all together. But who knows, right? We're about to find out, maybe.
I think we'll need a centralized kind of point accrual system, even for CRLs, that you can accrue for every steps you're taking. Maybe that Aether or whatever it was called might have been the tease, the Ether.
So I probably shouldn't tell you guys this alpha. I should probably keep it to myself. But since you are my clones and I like you, I will let you know some Pokemon Go alpha for hatching eggs. And that is that they make step walkers for your phone. You put it right in a cradle and it swings. So, this whole step to walk thing and it being legitimate, just know that, like, people aren't going to be walking around in their shoes.
So they got to put the shoes in the step walker instead of your phone?
Nah, you could just put the shoes on, like, on your feet, walk on a treadmill. If they actually require feedback from the shoe to the app in order to verify real walking, easily. I just explained to you how you could get around that. Put the phone on the swing, go walk on the treadmill.
But think about this too, right? One thing when it came to sneakers releases, they had the information bouncing off of the Bluetooth and cell phone towers. So you couldn't, certain releases, you could spoof your location, which is similar to what you're talking about right now, finding a way to finesse the system. But with this, if they utilize that platform and that type of trajectory, you have to actually move, and they can, because I think like this, Nike would be able to hold that data that they have from you walking around, where you going, what you seeing, where you're around, what you're spending, you know what I mean, your time, your money, your energy on, the places you're going to, because they can utilize that as well. It helps them shave down their customer care experience. So why wouldn't they add that to a situation more than just like a geo motor that picks up movement?
I want to go to Jack. He had his hand up, and then I want to hear from Ethalorian, because Ethalorian has the highest level of pod, and I want to see what kind of he is expecting from it, and what kind of expectations he's set for that pod, and what he'd like to see from it. But Jack, go ahead, bro, and then we'll go to Ethan.
Bro, I also want to hear from the Ethalorian, the good sir. So that was kind of that was what I was going to go to too. Great minds and all.
Yeah, bro, you're a great Spaces host. You already knew what I was thinking, bro.
I want to know how many clones man got too, as well.
About a milli.
He's just going to say more than you whenever anyone asks him, so it's not even worth asking him.
Look, dude, if this Lux pod doesn't shit out Luxo, dude, I'm gonna be pissed. That's all. Like, it better be pushing Luxo out like no other. He's not even here with us, dude. I can't even have fun right now.
I mean, maybe he's just silent because he also calls it the Luxo pod, and he didn't think anybody else would put that connection together.
It's shit in Luxo, baby. Let's go.
I wish. No, I was letting you guys cook there for a minute, and I was laughing my ass off. I appreciated that a lot. I've been listening while doing some work in my studio here, and I've appreciated the takes because you guys have put some serious thought into how this game is going to go together with Animus. But if you're looking for my specific opinion, Compound, I don't know. I bought the Lux Pod because I didn't want to not have a Lux Pod, especially if I could afford it. So, that's pretty much the entire thought process I put into that. And the reason why I didn't want to not have a Lux Pod, I guess, was if I really peel back another layer of the onion, if there was anything to be gained from the incubating speed, I didn't want to be on the outside looking in, because those would become fucking exceptionally valuable. Right. So that's why I have a Lux Pod. But for the time being, I'm just on straight holding pattern, really cozy in this, knowing that all of the clones, we are in the sweet spot. We are in a project that is real, that has real things going on. And while everything else goes to zero, I am fucking so confident when the market eventually turns around, and it will, anyone who's patient is going to reap the rewards. I guess that's what I've been thinking in a nutshell.
That's a good take, man. So no expectations yet of like what you'd like to see from it, but you just want to be in the right position when that comes, just because there is clearly going to be a little bit more benefit to having that one than the other three.
Well, these fuckers, they continuously surprise us, right? And like, regardless of how anyone else feels about it, every time they come out with something new or I get another box in the mail, I'm fucking wowed by it. So they said they're going to have a giant end of the year event that's going to center around Animus. So in the meantime, I'm in a holding pattern. I'm not even going to try to guess, because whatever they come up with is going to be something that it would have been at the stretches, the limits of my imagination. So I'm pretty pumped. And I don't want to be disappointed at all. So I'm not even going down a road. I'm going to literally just like treat it like Christmas time, man. I'm going to be grateful for anything that comes.
Hey, I live for disappointment, man. But hey, I'm gonna need you to explain to me what is this Animus at the end of the year, man? I'm not here. I've only been here 2 months, man. Educate me.
Yeah, there's the general idea is they're having an IRL activation, which is what they've said, towards the end of the year, and it's going to center around Animus. That's going to be like the launch of the Animus kind of story, I think, in earnest. So we're waiting for that from an egg perspective. And, I guess, right, that's what we're doing. We're incubating right now by sitting on those fuckers. So hopefully they come to life come end of the year, right at the perfect time.
All right. Well, that's music to my ears, because I personally want to have 10 eggs. That's my goal. But we'll see what I can do.
I've had some seriously crazy ideas of just throwing dumb money into eggs, but I know that that's a gamble. Everything right now in digital collectibles is a gamble. However, when you look at this, if they deliver, if they truly deliver epic IP here, we're going to look back at the price of these eggs and wish we had bought more. So I would say my allocation is more than 3. It's probably more than 10. It's more than that, actually. So I guess it just depends on how aggressive you want to be with it. I've been pretty aggressive, and I keep thinking about buying more, but I'm being patient right now because I think we're just in the middle of the summer and there are other assets in my portfolio I could allocate to in the short term.
How many would you say that you had, ETH?
Do you want the actual number, or you just want me to say more than you?
The actual number, because I already know it's more than me.
We're at 40 eggs roughly right now. Might be give or take a few across the wallets.
Like I said, y'all, more than you.
It reminds me of when I asked Ilan in Vegas. I said, Ilan, did you buy all the merch? He goes, yeah. I'm like, Ilan, did you buy one of everything? He goes, yeah. And I go, Ilan, did you buy 2 of everything? And he goes, yeah.
Hey, man, that's a round of applause, bro. Look, if I was sitting on 40 eggs right now, I'd be so goddamn happy. But look, I'm gonna just say this. My friend Kelby, he's an ETH well, man, and he told me, I was back then. I was working at AT&T. I didn't know anything about crypto. This is like 6-7 years ago now. Yeah, 7 years ago. And he was like, look, man. He was like, I'm gonna just tell you this right now. This blockchain stuff is gonna change the world, and you always miss out on things like this. I missed out on the Tesla. I missed out on like a lot of different things. He would always come to me, and then a year later, I'll be like, God damn it, I should have just jumped in, man. I was just being too careful. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to say this is not financial advice, and this is just a very hyped person who is in love with this project, okay? But he told me something, and this is what got me into crypto, period. He said, you know that moment when you want to go back in time? This is before 2017's bull run. It's like, you know that moment when you want to go back in time and do something different because you know how things turned out? I'm like, yeah. He's like, this is that moment. You're back in time. You went back in time. You have another chance now. What do you want to do? I'm like, all right, let me just jump in. Let me see what this ETH does. Should have bought way more ETH than I did. I played it safe. I only picked up like 1,500 at the time. You know, while he put in like, I think he put in like $26,000. And yeah, ever since I've always looked at things like, if I go back in time a year from today, and I mean, if I go in time a year from today and Animus is popping off, am I going to wish that I bought more eggs or less eggs? And right now, it is leaning more towards I'm going to wish I bought more eggs. And honestly, at this point, with the sneak peeks they've given us, there's little to nothing that they can do besides it just having a really ridiculously stupid gamification that's just very frustrating. There's really nothing that Animus or Artifact can really do to make me like not want Animus eggs. So yeah.
Yo, Shadow, I think the thing that lurks in the background that I always think about, Dre Millie brought up recently, and like it was good for him to turn the attention back to it. And it's the Artifact and the clones just signed a deal, or it might have just been Artifact period, signed a deal with what, CAA out there in California. You're going to see clone IP in movies, man. Like Johnny is always talking about, in his conversations with founders, they've expressed that they want to be like a DC or a Marvel, right? They want to be a big studio. They want to produce content. So play in the clone ecosystem or the Artifact ecosystem in general, let's call it that, let's expand it, is really a play on what could be the next great entertainment house out there. And they're doing everything in their power to foster that creative community and bring them in. I mean, I don't know. I've seen some great creators recently just like cross the bridge. Bailey Tattoo, one, he does a Blender render every single day. He's been in 8 for a long time. He crossed over the other day and did an incredible animation with the bamboo in the mask. And we're just onboarding more and more creators all the time to this ecosystem. We're gonna blow fucking minds, right? Like it's not even close. Like the rest of the world just hasn't caught up to the fact that we're so epic. Let's put it that way. Like as a greater project and community. So what you're saying is 150% right. People are gonna look back and be like, "How did I miss it? It was so fucking obvious." Well, I'm glad that we can all here see what's fucking obvious. Clones are timeless art. Murakami is timeless art. To piggyback on what Kiro says. And Artifact art in general is timeless. The shit's top notch.
Hey man, Vinland Saga, bro. You're already dead. You just haven't caught up yet.
Let me jump in and say this too. You're absolutely correct. Like that was a cold ass line. But let me say this too. Even more so than just creating content, Artifact is the only luxury brand out there that is creating partnerships and real life exhibitions. It's outside of Web3. If you keep reading what Benoit is saying, he keeps talking about how it's bigger than JPEGs. It's more than just this bubble that we're in. And they're the ones, like Doodle's doing some stuff too, right? But Artifact is really, really going, and they really have the trajectory, creating these partnerships with real life Web2 companies to take things to the next level. And all of these things that they're doing, all of these moves that they're making, being represented by CAA, the NVIDIA partnership, the luxurious Remora bags, everything that we see happening, the Nike, of course, it's only propelling that execution. So, again, piggybacking off what Ethan's saying, people are going to be like, yo, how did I miss it? And we're going to be like, yo, try to tell you.
I think Shadow just got his mind blown.
Hey,
I thought ETH was talking.
I wasn't. Yeah, I thought it was Rug from ETH too. Gonna say.
No, I wasn't saying shit.
I was like, shit. If ETH's talking, I don't want to interrupt him. Shadow's back up here. What up, Shadow?
No, we gotta go to the homie Canoe. He popped up here.
What's up, guys? Well, I was just thinking about the Animus thing and stuff, and how do you think the team's going to do with the 20,000 that's going to be coming to public? Because I feel like we're like they're probably going to. I mean, I know there's going to be a strategy to it, but we just seen what happened with Azuki after adding 20 more K, and they just went down like ridiculous amounts. So I'm just like wondering if like we're at 0.42 right now for Animus eggs, and my goal is actually scoop Animus eggs around 0.2 when people dump when they announce that there's going to be public.
All right.
So we
It's very possible, very, very possible. But I think they're going to fight that by making you have to participate in that Twitch quest.
I think regardless, and instantly, once that tweet goes out and they say there's going to be 20,000, we're going to see basically a black swan of Animus eggs be like launched on the floor instantly. I think it will get recovered. I mean, it will probably go back to 0.3, 0.35, 0.4, I would hope. But I don't know. I feel like there's like a position right now where like I would just like being careful with buying these eggs before there's another 20,000 that they announce is going to come out, just because like I don't know. Like they're
You don't
not
think
going to
that's
hold
already
0.4.
priced in?
Hey,
I
You
don't
don't think?
think
hold
so.
on. Okay.
The thing is like I think that maybe a couple of us know that they're going to be dropping 20,000 more eggs, but people in the ecosystem like until it happens, it's like false news kind of stuff. Like people are like, oh, I don't know, they didn't announce it, they're not talking about it, but they did say there's going to be a public. But then like once they put that tweet out, then it's going to be like boom. It's the same thing what happened with like Azuki. Like people knew there was more like whatever avatars of some sort coming, and then I even think that it doesn't even matter how they looked. Azuki was going to go down regardless.
All right, let me jump in on this. Here's my thought process. I have a hard time with this because I'm new. So maybe it's just because I haven't been here long enough. In this type of ecosystem, I've been in digital collectibles for so long, I don't really get it. But here's how I saw the Azuki thing, and here's how I'm seeing the Animus thing. First of all, the eggs, the 20,000 eggs, they're free claims. So technically, there hasn't been a price point. Everything that's happening in the marketplace is just market speculation price point, right? If they announce that there's no more eggs coming, then these 0.06 eggs that are available are going to shoot up to ridiculous prices. I feel like it is priced in the eventual 20K plus, or it really was we can choose through lore beats somehow, some way, how many more eggs we want. But in my opinion, as long as they're not too greedy, like if the floor of the eggs is 4.1, right? I personally don't think the eggs should be dropped at 1 ETH. That's my personal opinion. Now, if they come out and say, okay, public sale, or I still think there's going to be a whitelist for clones, but that's just my opinion. If they do like, whitelist for clones, first price point, I don't even know, like let's say 0.2, and then public sale, 3 hours later, same day for 0.3, as long as it's under what the eggs are going for, I think personally that's fine. Because what's going to happen is, yes, maybe some people who have an egg already may list, but I think there's going to be very few and far in between who are going to do that. That they would either get A, scooped up very quickly, or B, I feel like what's possibly going to happen is those that miss out on the public sale are going to just immediately go to the marketplace and just pick up as many eggs as possible. But yeah, I think I'm with Ether. They're already priced in my opinion. But as long as the public sale is not too greedy, I think everything's cool. I mean, the eggs were free. The marketplace could be 1.2 ETH, and none of us would really care because the whitelist or public sale would be like 0.6, so everybody would be getting a quote unquote steal, right? So I don't really think they should really focus on what the eggs are going for right now. They should focus on market conditions and what they feel like is the best price of what they should sell these eggs for. As long as they do that, I think everything will be fine.
Um, I like what he said that they may be priced in already. I know there's a lot of money sidelined that is not touching eggs until there's more info. Like I myself, I bought one, but I we won't touch more eggs until I get more info. But there's a lot of people like that, like me, that are waiting. And so Alon, what's up, bro?
What's up? I missed some of that because I'm rugging some out. But yeah, forgive me if I repeat myself or if I repeat whatever Shadow just said because I was rugged a little bit on him. I do not think it's priced in. I tend to agree with you, Compound, that there's people that are waiting on the sidelines. I think if we've learned anything in this market, it doesn't even matter what Artifact does. It's kind of like the general sense of the market is in a bearish spot. So I think there's always room to go lower. And when panic sets in, if like they release something that people don't like, I think the eggs could definitely go lower just because people are fickle in the space a little bit and people start panicking. And all it takes is a few to panic to cause others to panic. And then it's just like, it's one of those effects. But I also, it's not guaranteed there's going to be another 20K. It's all like attached to lore. So what does that mean? We don't know yet, but it could only be another 5K. It could only be another 3K. It could only be another 10K. So there's so much that we don't know. And I just think if we look at and also clones now are at what, 1.8 last I checked ish. So how high could Animus really go until like clones rebound, because I know they're not directly related, but generally the way the patterns go in these kind of like markets is that the secondary collections are always less like in value, worth less in value than the Genesis collection. So I'm personally waiting because I think there's going to be a moment where I will be able to snag some for around 0.25. But, that's not financial advice. I just think there's always room to go lower, and I don't think it's priced in.
Yeah, I was saying, I know you was rug, but I was saying that it was, but I appreciate that take. I think I think that is still a possibility. I would say if it's not priced in, and if people are holding funds to the sidelines, if we do these story beats, what's really gonna determine. I think the price should not be announced, whitelist, public, or anything. None of that stuff should be announced until after we figure out how many more eggs are going to be entering in. Because, for instance, if we only got 5K more eggs, let's say the options there's no option for 0 eggs to come because they have had on their website for like 8 months now that a public sale is coming. So you can't just say no public sale is coming anymore. So more eggs are coming. It could be an option of like 5K, 10K, 15K, 20K, right? And maybe
And if it's 5, that might cause like the market to pump because
exactly.
people might be like, "Fuck, we gotta like scoop these up now."
Exactly. So that's why I was saying, like, even if I am wrong and I feel like the prices are not uh already factored in the community, because I just ran a poll the other day and I'll post it up top. But I just ran a poll the other day. I had like 60 something people, I think, participate in the poll. And let me see. I'll post it up top. 64 people participated in the poll, and let me see, what the fuck is Animus? Okay, yeah. I posted up top, and the no, keep it at 20,000 was the winner out of the options of add 40K, keep it at 20K, or maybe just add 10K more. 40% of people, as the winning vote, chose to keep it at 20K. Now I know that's only 64 people. That doesn't equate for the whole community, obviously, but I think if you take small sections of the community, the people who are the how do you put this in a correct way? I guess you can say the more dominant people in the community, they may in some way influence people by their takes or whatever their posts or whatever, and other people may also follow in suit. So it really just depends on how many more eggs are coming. But if it's definitely less than 10K, I think that it would whatever the egg price is at. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Whatever the egg price is at, it's going to skyrocket. If it's more than 10K, then there will most definitely be a dip, but it would quickly be bought up because I see the public sale being closer around the time of when Animus is actually going to be popping off. So the hype of that in general will cause, you know, but at the end of the day, floor price talk is really boring. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I got a question for that. If for whatever reason somehow I end up being right about them tying this to the Twitch lore more and like needing people to do that, maybe we lose more eggs like we did before. Does it seem like, for like, because we've seen how people love scarcity in this space and supply and all that, if it comes to be that that's the case, would you intentionally do the quest wrong? Would you not participate as a good boy? Would we be fudding these eggs? Because it sounds like we would have that situation. Just a thought.
I would be shooting for as many eggs as possible, even despite me buying at these prices, because that would mean that the markets will dump. And the only reason why is because of two reasons. I want more eggs for more people to join, and I want more eggs because I am determined that mixing and breeding, or whatever they end up calling it, combining animus together, is how we get from stage 1 to 2 to 3. If it's not through the point system or through incubation or anything like that, if there's no other material or any other game announcement that comes out that can justify XP gain or something of that nature, then how do we go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3? And for those who don't know, a lot of the silhouettes, it shows a definite, like, this is the same animus with the same like triangle tail or whatever, and it just gets bigger and bigger throughout stage 1, 2, and 3. People have compiled all that stuff together and posted it on Twitter. So there's definitely multiple stages to these animes. So how do you go from 1 to 3? So yeah.
We've also discovered on
Faded
the eggs
subdued.
description they're indestructible. So that kind of ties in with your theory that we'll be able to do stuff because we've speculated before that once we hatch the egg or get the animus from the egg itself doesn't actually burn or break or whatever, and it might be reusable. Something we'll have to see if that happens or not.
So Shadow, you're speculating that to evolve some of the anime, like if there's an evolution, man, we are in deep speculation. Everybody listening, all of us are speculating up here. None of us are officially with or work for Artifact. This is all just speculating. Everybody's welcome up. If you got questions, if you want to speculate, come on up. If you haven't met everybody, we're all friendly as hell. Come on up. But Shadow, your speculation is that you can essentially take two Animus to upgrade to another one, making the supply is going to go down in Animus over time if people are.
So it is basically makes it deflationary. The same way the vials work on the crypto dunks. I know that the crypto dunks are currently on hiatus as well too, and that's probably one of the last things on the checklist. But you take two vials to get to I think they call it evolution 2 and evolution 3. It's the same thing with the crypto dunks. If you go back and watch that original promo video, the lady with the robotic voice is talking about the vials and how you can mix and match, and combining vials even makes the shoe even more crazy. And they're using like the demon shoe, right? The demon shoe has like a little bit of scales, but like version 3 has like scales like shooting off of the shoe in like multiple different directions, and it looks like it's alive and like it's crazy looking, right? How do you get to that point? Well, you need multiple different demon vials, which then makes the vials basically deflationary. Same thing with animus, and that's been my combat to everybody that's like, no, dilution, too many eggs, it's not gonna be that's gonna be too many. It's like, yeah, but if they come out and say you need 2 eggs to go from stage 1 to stage 2, and then you need 2 stage 2 to go to stage 2 to stage 3, the only way to get to stage 3 is by burning 2 stages beforehand. Those all came from originally from eggs, which basically would make this whole project super deflationary.
Everything you just described is whale tokenomics, and I hope they don't do that.
What is whale tokenomics? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Needing more assets to progress along with the asset that you already own. They never they if they do that, GG, bro, it's going to zero.
He's saying that that if you got to spend money to have a better experience in the game, which caters towards the whales. A lot of the OG gaming, like they're pay to play now, right? Huddle, it kind of ruined the experience for a lot of shit. It's almost pay to play in a sense, right? If you
Well, no, like for example, I speak about Cool Cats a lot because it's really the first like Web3 game, quote unquote, that I played. They opened up, they dropped coin to cats, and the coin was worth at its peak around like 16, 17 cents. And you know, who gets to earn the coin more and liquidate more other than the whales? You know, so while people like myself were like, oh yeah, milk, love it, love this ecosystem, I want to keep it, I want to have this milk so I can play the game, the whales were just liquidating. You know, so I mean, as far as like, first of all, I would like to question what you said about the vials and the Genesis dunks. I don't believe they said that you can combine vials. I'd like to fact check that if we can. But yeah, if they did something like that, like combining two demon vials to, you know, make the level 2, like, what's the point of that? You don't even need to move to earn or whatever. You could just buy.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think they're gonna do that. I hope they don't do
So
that.
this is all speculation, and so yeah, if someone could throw that video up, the one with the like shoe and it's talking about the vial and stuff, it's on the Artifact website. It showcases the evolution 2 and 3. Yeah, you mix vials, or you combine vials to get it to the next stage and the next stage. The vials, the first thing that I learned.
Does it say that? Does it actually say you combine vials? Because I really don't think
So
it does.
it doesn't say you actually combine vials. They never told us how we evolve those vials. The thought behind that is that we will essentially be either burning vials or changing a level 1 into a level 2 or into a level 3. But the mechanics behind how we evolve never got released. And that is a personal pain point with this ecosystem, is we're on 13 months and we still don't understand that.
Yes. But
Yeah, for me, it would make more sense if we wore the kicks, walked with the kicks, earned points with the kicks, and the kicks level up. The vial itself levels up from using it, not buying more of them. Like, why the hell would I have to
how
do
do we do?
that?
Well, so here's my thinking process. If that is correct, how Jake said, to my understanding, that you know, you mix and match vials to get to each stages. So here's how I would combat, I guess what you're saying. To my understanding, when I joined in, there was always signs of deflationary mechanics. Like, you know, you got the burning of the ships is I guess a main one. You burn 2 loot pods, 2 space pods, you get the deluxe. That's not the name of it. I forgot the name of it. But then you can mix 20. Yeah, EXO. Then you do 20 other ships to get a Lux pod. That's deflationary right there. From the video, it seems as though you need to go from one demon level 1 stage 1 to stage 3. You need multiple vials. Now, here's what I would say. I was not under the impression that the crypto kicks were going to be physicals like the CRLs that you could walk around with. I'm not really sure how that would work, unless you're just saying that I can just install an app and it that way. That's the only way that would work.
Yo, Shadow.
So it's big speculation on it, but yeah, the idea is that there'll be flexible screens on your feet, and yeah, the app would probably connect to your wallet, which would see what kind of value you have, and then connect it to your shit.
Yo, guys.
But I'm no longer in the idea that those are coming anytime soon.
They're not flexible screens on your feet, bro. Imagine the wearability of having TVs on your feet. Like, everybody's like, I need these, I want these, I want these. It doesn't even make sense to have those.
Guys,
they're shoes, bro. How you gonna wear TVs with heat mapping busting out your feet? Like, guys, come on, bro.
So I can have your pair. So I can have your pair when they come out, Dre. That's what you're saying.
I never said that. I said, but think about. Are you think they're coming out next week? Come on. You think in the next month? Nah.
Years from now, they are confirmed.
When I got into this, Yeah, exactly. If they're not forgeable, they lied to us from the beginning, bro. What are you saying?
Benoit
So
tweeted.
No, I'm
These are
saying the
forgeable.
timeline. They
Exactly.
have everything has to be built up, right?
Exactly.
The Tesla Model X couldn't have came out in 2005, right? It needed to build up. It had the technology to put in place for it to be able to be on the streets. It's the same situation with the shoes. It takes time to get to that point. They've said this since the very beginning. Their entire roadmap has been excelling in trajectory, time, and speed. But they're waiting on the technology to be able to execute the ideas and the plans that they've made. So it's the same situation. They're definitely gonna come out, but they ain't coming out next month. They ain't coming out. I wouldn't even say next year. Unless
Dude, I
there's some
mean,
tremendous
definitely
shit
not.
happens.
So how
I mean, Samsung and
was
Google are the only companies pushing flexible screens. We only have phone companies pushing flexible screens right now. Even TV, like they're not doing it. So yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, for sure. Like, did I think that Nike was gonna take initial mint and like use that R&D to develop this? Yes. Do I still think they're doing that? Yes. But do I think that like before in 2021, do I think I'm getting them 2023 or 5 anymore? Absolutely not. Maybe 5, 10 years from now, which kind of sucks.
so
Were IRL quests part of the Dunk mints and announcements and stuff like that? What was that move to earn? Was that all announced then, or was that only came into CRLs?
I need to go watch that video because I'm pretty sure it was mentioned in that video.
Yeah, so that would be interesting if it was, and if we forge the shoe and then maybe there's an AR element to it. I don't know. I'm guessing to morph the shoe or to upgrade the shoe. Maybe there's an AR filter that plays along with the app validating you own the assets and things like that.
yeah,
So as opposed to like a fully screened out shoe, but I could be totally wrong.
and
Too.
Huddle, I mean, I definitely respect your opinion. I this is news to me. I did not understand that this could turn out to be a negative for some people. I guess to my ignorance, I guess I'm used to those types of things. I've never labeled it as a whale mechanic. I maybe could definitely look back and see. I'll give you an example. Uh, like on Vivi, they introduced the Infinity Gauntlet. They dropped all the Infinity Stones as individual digital drops. That all these individual stones had their own floors. They were going for like 50 to 100 and something bucks a piece, just depend on how cool, the Infinity Stones were. Then Marvel announced like almost a year later, after a year of dropping stones like once every other month, then Marvel announced, like, hey, we're dropping the Infinity Gauntlet. But the only way to get the Infinity Gauntlet with Thanos snapping and all that good stuff is you have to burn every single Infinity Stone. And then when you burn all 6, you get Infinity Gauntlet with all the gems on there with the snap mechanic, right? So what then happened is everybody's like, trying to go out. These things have been out and available for everybody to stack if they chose to stack or not. They announced it. People are going out. They're buying all the gems, and it was really, really fun. We were all like, getting together, burning, and we were like, only X amount of infinity gems are available to be burned, period. And then some guys, what they started doing is they just started buying a bunch of all of one type of infinity stone. So there was a lot of different ways to do it, but I guess we never saw it as a negative because we had a year to pick up as many stones as we wanted to. You know what I mean?
What
So
what was the min? So I'm on Vivi as well, bro. I mean, I have a bunch of golden moments. I was there early. I like Vivi, but I mean, what? Besides the point, what was the min price on these? Probably like 20 to 60.
yeah, I mean, all the digital collectibles, they're always
Yeah, bro. That's we're talking like apples to oranges here, bro. Like gas is more expensive than buying an NFT on Vivi.
so. But what I'm saying is, so that's what I'm getting to the core of. Is it that we don't like the mechanic because of how much OpenSea cost? If, for instance, if clones and Animus, if they were to quote unquote go to zero, like a lot of other projects claim, would you then say that you're then fine with the mechanic, or do you just not like the mechanic at all?
I fully believe that any ecosystem with gaming in it, that their asset, like the coin, the token, the NFT assets part of the game, they'll get insanely cheap because if it's a game and you want people to play it and all that jazz, then doesn't it have to be accessible? Like and like for like taking it back to my cool cats thing as always, Like now that their token is like literally like double digit zeros or whatever, I don't think it can ever recover because like, you know, you whales are accumulating that, and once it recovers a little bit, who dumps, man? Like it's I don't know. You have to look at the fact that like people are greedy and like they're never gonna say enough is enough and have enough assets and make enough profit. So yeah, the whales are gonna understand the ecosystem and attack it in whatever way they can. So like,
my bad. That's me. That's bad. I had to run by.
No, yeah, I definitely understand that. I've always just came from a point where I don't. I'm trying to figure out a way how to say this because I do respect your opinion, Huddle. I'm not saying that you're wrong. This is the first time I've heard that it could potentially be a bad thing. So I'm trying to dissect it for myself. Um,
Yeah, a pay to win mechanic is not the way to be inclusive, right?
yeah,
A lot of these assets were already purchased at really high prices, so that really doesn't make sense in my mind from that perspective. I think, you know, if you have multiple clones and you have multiple eggs, combining those eggs, I could see that working for sure. I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the pod burn was maybe the first time an asset was burned that didn't give a 1-to-1, like, so a vial burned into a clone. But like, was there another mechanic in the artifact ecosystem where you burn 4 or 40 NFTs to get one back? Somebody
Nah,
can correct me.
no,
So
that was it.
no,
okay,
no.
but have
yeah,
they?
so this might be a one-off. Is all I'm saying. It might be a unique thing for pods because there
Let
was
me
such a lack of diversity.
let me jump in and say this. First of all, VB had some fire releases because that Infinity Stone release to get the Infinity Gauntlet and burning all of the stone, that is a fire idea. And I understand what Shadow was saying in his perspective. I also understand and I can agree with Huddle's perspective because it makes sense. But we also have to think about it from a multitude of ways. Because one, I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea. I can see how people can take it as it would be if you needed more of certain assets to get to a certain place. But if we're gonna go off of that point of it being a quote unquote bad idea, what's the whole point of having a 40 pod exopod or lux pod or whatever it's called, right?
Bro,
That's
we
our
don't know. Like, because we don't even know if that one pod outperforms the 40 pods that you burn to get it, bro. That's been a
I
question
know,
for
I
so
know.
long.
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals for you. I'm not really looking for an answer. I'm just trying to get people thought processes going. But I agree with you. We don't know. But I'm saying that to the people who pay for it, I would assume that they would assume that it's going to bring something better than a regular 4 podder, right? Because fuck that, right? What's the point of me buying this V12 engine if it's not going to go faster than a 4-cylinder? You see what I'm saying? It's got to be something that's going along with the price. And my other point was they had an issue with the whales not being happy about the support that they were giving for the project before. And that I felt like was catering to the whales who had those assets. They'd be like, yo, you got this and you've already paid for this, so maybe we can give you something more just for that. And I think that's going to be part of it as well, because even with a gamification perspective, if you have to pay to play to get better situations, I think this is where we are. If you're playing NBA 2K and you got to put a certain amount of VCs in to get certain characters to unlock Michael Jordan, the legendary Michael Jordan mold, and NBA, the street part of it, right? Like, that's just part of it. I think that's uh,
But you
no
can play
different.
to unlock that, right? Do you pay for? Is it only a pay option, or can you earn it through playing?
Right. No, no. And I agree with that too. Maybe that's part of it as well. Again, hypotheticals. We don't know. Right. And I know you're a gamer, so I know I'm probably hitting your nerves and triggering you, and I'm not trying to. I apologize in advance. But I'm just really want to throw this out there because I think all of these dynamics have a place that can be utilized along this journey. It doesn't have to be just one way or another way. It can be all of the above. Right. Because if you want to pay for it and you got the chips, utilize the chips, get in the dip, right? But if you want to play for it and you got the time, utilize the time and do so. I think it'd be a great idea to have both options available throughout this
Hey,
process.
let me jump in. I want to finish off my point with just saying this. And I want to respect that opinion, Huddle, and I do want to look into it. quickly, has there been, before I go into my point, I am under the impression that there is not a game in the making for Animus, right? Officially. We've been talking about gamification, which gamification is anything that you can gamify, not necessarily in a game, but that you can make it fun and interactive. That is a gamification, right? So what I just talked about with the Infinity Stones, that is a gamification. That's not a game though. So before I go to this next point, they have not announced that Animus are going to be a part of a metaverse or game, correct? Okay.
Correct.
So, with that being said, I would say then, if there is no game, the only benefit from you having a Series 3 or a Tier 3 Animus or a Tier 1 Animus is based off of just your opinion of which one you like more. You don't have to have one, and not a tier 3 would give you something more than a tier 1. You would just be a part of a group of people like with Aliens or Murakami, where you are just a part of a small group of people who burned a lot of different eggs to get to a certain point. But you're not going to get rewarded for having a series 3 or a tier 3 over a tier 1. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to say is regarding NFTs and what Dre Millie just said of that's kind of just where we're at. If there ends up being a game, I still, although I do respect your opinion, Huddle, I still would not really look at it too much because I've had my ideas blown on NFTs and gaming to the point where I just shut up about it now because I always used to think NFTs and gaming just go together. It just goes together. You can buy a skin, you own the rights to your skin, you can take it to the next Call of Duty game and the next Call of Duty game, and then you can choose to sell it like CS:GO. And then I had somebody who's in crypto, but he does not touch NFTs, and he said, I'm going to tell you why you're a dreamer and why it's never going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. And I said, okay, lay it on me. He said, because they make too much goddamn money selling people skins that they can't forever hold each and every year. And we're talking about billions of dollars. That why would they, just out of the kindness of their hearts, allow people to buy characters on FIFA, buy characters on NBA 2K, or all these other games? Why would they allow them to have a forever hold to where they only sell it to them once? And if they did it, they would sell it to them for thousands of dollars to where they're still making the same amount of money, and they would find a way to still sell it to them year after year. And I was like, damn, that kind of just shattered my whole opinion. You're right. Why would Activision drop making billions of dollars off of skins every single year just to give them a way to have skins forever? So I had to set up on my opinion about gaming. I don't talk about gaming and NFTs because I don't know how that shit works. I mean, you probably have a better opinion on it than I do, but after that, I just had to sit back with my thoughts and be like, yeah, I don't see why they would do that. Even though it would benefit us mostly, it's not going to make.
My bad, I didn't mean to clip him. Royalties, I would say. Royalties, percentages. Make royalties,
Yeah,
percentages.
big NFTs, like really expensive NFTs, and then royalties, man. That's exactly the model that you just said.
I mean, you got to look at what Fortnite just did with Dot Swoosh, man. Like, Dot Swoosh confirmed on his Spaces on their live talk that their sneakers, their merch in that ecosystem will be usable in their partnerships. I think they said that the Air Force One isn't going to be usable. It's the first drop, but yeah, they're looking to make that a possibility. And in my opinion, the way they would do it is like that Nike character they just dropped. All they got to do is make him editable, and you could change his shoes, and it's connected to your Dot Swoosh account. It's really simple. It doesn't need to be the entire skin. They still get to make money selling that Nike skin that unlocks the functionality. There's totally ways to make it happen.
Royalties
Yeah,
in
so you're
perpetuity, though, man. You make it forever. And that way they don't have to redesign guns and redesign skins every season or year. They can have the same gun. I got this gun from back in 21, baby. Gold gun, diamond cutlets, shootout, egg
right, but
sauce, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then you keep it forever, and then you can the last person who got it and don't have it anymore, imagine how much it's going to cost for them somebody else to pay for it and how much they'll make off that percentages. They can make so much more money in percentages in perpetuity if they play it that way than coming out with new skins every character, every season, every year, every, you know what I'm saying, installation.
It's like Shadow said before. Why won't they just do both? Which is exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna keep selling their own skins, and they're gonna take money from platforms like Dot Swoosh in partnership. Dot Swoosh is paying for this most likely, and yeah, it's a win-win for both platforms. So why wouldn't they do it?
Let's hear it, Jack.
Shit,
Yeah,
Huddle
jump
just
in, Jack.
nailed all of it, so I kind of just left my hand up. Huddle, you said Dot Swoosh already doing it, and I died on my Nightmare Dungeon, but I got 3 revives left, bro. I'm gonna finish. I've only filled 1 today so far. Yeah, dude, no, Dot Swoosh is literally doing it. Nike is doing it. How do you get your foot in the door? You put your digital sneaker in Fortnite, and that's how you then bring you Trojan horse with a sneaker. Like, you say, hey, let's get our wearables in here. Then we start customizing our feet. Then people want more personality. They want to own their assets because now they have a taste for it. And then the people start to demand it. And this is why we are so early, everybody, because we are literally just about to get a shoe into Fortnite. And that's a big deal because then eventually, hopefully, we can get that Mad Max or maxed out Max outfit into Fortnite. We can get different other or maxed out Max into Web3, and we can start equipping that outfit to our clones. And then it's like, yo, that outfit's in Fortnite, that outfit's on our clones. Win clones in Fortnite, clones 3D files, clones rigs for animation. All that stuff looks identical to probably the rig that's in almost every game that uses a person. And it's like this is just how early we are. And like, Shadow, dude, whoever told you to crush your dreams of gaming, they're too into the crypto side of it all, bro. We are the digital creators, the thinkers, and the innovators who are literally building the futures that we want to partake in, bro. And digital collectible ownership in video games is 110% why I'm here. I know that for a fact. It's probably why Hodl's here to a degree. I know Menick geeks out over this stuff too. And Compound gonna geek out when he gets this PC and realizes how fun digital gaming with the squad is, especially when you can customize and own your assets and sell your items for thousands of dollars on game that you stayed up with for 4 days in the dungeon raid with your boys just trying to make it.
Bro, he's coming. He's coming over tonight with the PC. He lives in my town. He's gonna come over. Probably do spaces around the fire pit on the deck or something, and kick it. Get to meet another clone tonight. It's gonna force me to get my office done, bro. I have a garage that I've remodeled to an office, and the epoxy floor got messed up, and it's just been in limbo. I've just been so.
We've been hearing about
over
this
it.
floor since February, I think, right,
Facts.
Compound?
Yeah. Yes, dude. I just haven't finished. I've been working on the kitchen island, so
We see
maybe
it. We see your work, bro. There's no shame. Your closet, your landscaping, all of it, bro. We see all of it.
I planted multiple palm trees yesterday, and I've been putting this garage off. If anybody listening knows how to do really good epoxy flooring, I'll pay you or come help me. Yeah, I'm paying you regardless, but I need help. I need help.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, it did kind of knock the wind out of me, and I do agree with everything that you guys said. I just told myself, you know what? I just got to see it. I just got to see it work. And then that's when we found, that was before I was even in the clone space, before Dot Swoosh, all that different stuff. But at the time, I was just like, yeah, I mean, whatever makes the most money is what these companies are going to do. They don't give a shit about blockchain technology. I mean, they really don't. You have to literally make a way. I have been literally told.
You bought a lot of Omi, didn't you?
No.
How much Omi you got, homie?
So no, actually, I actually with Omi, I sold during the Disney news, but I did have a lot of Omi. I did not hold all the way down to its bear market levels now. But yeah, it was more of a, I understand companies and I understand, hell, my company I work for right now, they do things based off of money. They don't care if it's good for the environment. They don't care if it's good for people, period. If it makes them more money, that's what they're going to do instead. So I hope and pray that royalties ends up being a form of way to interact with blockchain with gaming. I just, when it comes to gaming, I kind of have no takes on it. But going back to the Animus thing, that's the reason why I was like, if there is no gaming associated with Animus, and I'll just end with this: if there's no gaming associated with Animus until they announce it, there's no pay to win mechanic. So I mean, someone having 5 stage 3 Animus wolves and me just having 5 baby pup wolves, the only difference is I like baby pup wolves and he had more eggs. I mean, he's not going to get
Yeah, but
uh,
the floor on the big wolf is like 20 ETH right now because they just came out yesterday. So the whale wins, bro. You're looking at it from a long term perspective, not a quick flip. Get the assets quick, like quick plays, like because on Vivi for a long time you couldn't even see the actual market and how people were trading and flipping, and Ray Fixie doing his thing, right? Like everyone can see that here. So like honestly, after a while, you kind of just get privy to the fact that people with the big bags do big bag things, and sometimes that affects like the outcome of your game. Like I fully believe that if the cool cat whales didn't dump milk, they could have had a better outcome. You know what I mean? That like I believe that like things that we do, the actions we take with our money, they make a difference. They sometimes they affect our floor price more than the founders saying anything. So that's just why I feel like it would be not a great
so
look.
hot.
But
Well, yeah, and that's tokenomics too. You're talking about, right, Huddle? So the tokenomics
yeah.
on those blockchain games were terrible because they didn't have an equilibrium from a burn to earn perspective. And I'm not, a Vincent on tokenomics. However, I've been in a similar, NFT gaming situation where it was very it was the same thing, right? The people that were accumulating the most, minting the most tokens were the ones dumping it and driving the price down, so everybody loses, right? So it kind of tanked the game. But I don't think Artifact is moving in that direction. It's more of, I mean, in a way it is, but it's not going to have the same effect in that you can buy the assets, like you can buy a Lux pod and hatch your eggs sooner, or there's maybe another process to hatch your eggs, but just not the time element, right? So there's the grind versus the pay to play, right? So
Yeah.
I think it'll be
The
balanced.
But we gotta go to the hand before y'all keep going. Shout out to the man Vince. We ain't seen you in a long time, and the tokenomics we ain't heard about it in a long time. We miss you, bro. Come back. Floor price does not matter. Minnick, what's good?
Yes, evening everyone. How are we? Yes, Jack. I was just been listening in for a while and just think it's interesting where our minds are going with the speculation on it all, and it was just I was just sat here just smiling and just thinking about like where Artifact is taking this, and it is whether we going back and forward over the specifics of how it might work. End of the day, there's this brand is clearly building out a game. Like if we wanted to work out where the mindsets would be, or what might be happening with Artifact in the ecosystem and everything else outside real world and blockchain and online and all that kind of stuff is just looking at the founders and what they do and what they play. Like there's literally gamers like we know, and like that's been the whole spiel from the outset, and it's not just spiel, like they actually genuinely do like come from that background. And I think it's just interesting that this is even a factor in a project, and it just shows the levels that this project actually goes into, and whether things have dipped and like morale has been a little bit lower and floor prices have been a bit lower. It's like you take a step back and just like look at everything that's going on. Shoes with Nike and Takashi Murakami collaborations, and vials that change the shoes, and collaborations like was talked about before with this brand, that world dominating brand. It's just like end of the day is just a case of, again, that's been mentioned already, it's just a case of being patient and just and enjoying the ride and letting it unfold, and however this whole tokenomics and game and drip token and whatever else works. I think it's just going to be interesting to watch either way.
Yeah, I just want to.
Spoken like a true hodler right there.
God damn, why is this still not allowing me to deposit? This is not making any sense now. I just wanted to say that I do agree with that. If this does come to a game, then I totally take back everything that I'm saying. But the only other way, and this is my last question to you, Hodel, the only other way, if we don't do that, if you don't combine eggs, then that means everything's random, right? My only question to that is, would it not, if there's no game, and I want to make clear that we're not talking about a game that's playable where your tier 3 is stronger, faster, and everything than everybody else, because that's obviously on paper not good, right? But if it's just an asset, if it's that's all that it is, and if it is just purely random, you can open that egg and that tiny egg turns into a stage 3 or whatever ends up being called, then would it not end up being the same anyways, because a quote unquote whale could buy way more eggs than someone who's not a whale?
Buy a ton of eggs right now. Absolutely. There's always a way for whales to take advantage. I'm trying to tell you. Take advantage of. And so I think
You robot ass motherfucking ass.
or so
Huddle, bro.
So if you don't really know, right, if there's an actual game.
Badly
Oh
rugged.
no.
Robot, sir.
Robot looking ass human.
Talking like a robot ass.
He's infiltrating, bro. I knew they were out here. I knew these robots
How about
were
now?
Human skins.
How about now?
It's still not good. I mean, you're still on the blockchain.
Well, let's go to the Angels. The Angels never rug. What's up, Jerry?
Yeah.
Is Jerry alive? I love how he's still Jerry the human, even though he's had an angel clone forever. It's just stuck now.
Wait, is somebody talking or is it quiet?
No, I think we're all just challenging each other to see who can say silent water, and you lost
I've been
Shadow.
patient. I didn't want to overstep. I know I've been talking quite a bit. I really want to hear what Hodl was going to say. But hey, man, I'm open for anything. If it's combining animus, if it is just a random, completely random, either way, you're gonna want as many eggs as you possibly can get your hands on. Now, that's what I think. Now, the only other thing that I could think of is I was like, what if all these animus can get to tier 3? It just depends on how long you want to stake it for. You have to stake it for X amount of time, and your egg gets maybe bigger and bigger. And the longer you stake your egg, the bigger stage it gets. But then you have to then add on a ridiculous time frame, like 5 months, right? And then that would then be the Lux pod, and all these other pods would then cut that time way, way down, right? That's the only way I can think about it. But if it's not combining animus like breeding, right? Like Axie Infinity, making your animus stronger or whatever the case might be, then that means that goes back to we're missing an element to this equation. And that is we're missing like dark ether, or we're missing lightning, or something that you put onto the egg or that you wrap around the egg to then influence it to your animus to evolve or some shit. Like in Pokemon, certain Pokemon can only evolve if you have a certain stone, right? And it evolves into a certain thing if you have a certain stone. That would be a huge gamification. I don't know how you would get these other elements, but that's the only other question I can answer. If those three.
Am I back? Am I back?
Let me. Yeah, you bet. Let me jump in and say this before you go in. Like that's the name of the dragon, right? Ether wasn't Ether part of the storyline and the lore, and they kept talking about it over. I know Ether kept coming up when it came to the escape storyline.
The ether is space, black matter, dark matter. No, usually in like RPG type games, that's what the ether is like referred to. That's where Vitalik got the name Ethereum from. It's the ether.
But then they had to use that to power something or ether. Something was ether
I think it's
powered.
actually Aether with an A before the E. Maybe I don't remember. But let me go back at Shadow's thing here because I think the problem is we're unsure if there's gonna be an actual game, right? And in my head, with with what we have, with like CRLs, knowing that like with Pokemon Go, the biggest like reward or value that that platform has is that they can send their customer base to any place that they want. They currently have a collaboration with Kung Fu Tea, and what happens is you go there playing Pokemon Go, you spin the Kung Fu Tea stop, and you get free items, and that's a way for you to like get items so that you can continue playing the game. And what does that do for Kung Fu Tea? It's hot outside, you're sweating, you go inside and you buy a bubble tea. Okay, so like if I'm going to combine that idea with what they could do, right? So and how I said before that a lot of Pokemon goers like beat the system by using fake walkers and fake GPS. So I think they're going to do something similar. Oh yeah, like clones. Let's go over to this store today because like we made this activation, right? And how does that tie into Animus? Because like it's like Pokemon Go. You're gonna be walking to these places. You're gonna be active. You're gonna be doing these activations. I think they said they're gonna have 2 activations per year. Like, where are these activations gonna be? Are they gonna be worldwide? Wouldn't that mean that there'd have to be some store, like the Nike store, that everyone could congregate at? So yeah, I believe as far as hatching Animus eggs goes, it's just something that's gonna be done pre-game. So like, what I'm saying is that we're going towards Pokemon Go with our Animus, but I don't think that that's going to be ready once we start hatching. Maybe it'll be ready like once all the public eggs are out and those are hatching or something like that. But maybe it is ready when we start hatching and you hatch and now you're also moving with your CIRLs to those shift and stuff like that. I think the issue with the timeline on these eggs is because of like us needing the CIRLs in order to move to earn and hatch our eggs. So, as far as the randomization on the eggs, I think it is that because that's what it's always been. If you want to hit a rare, you got to buy more, and get lucky. Like it. Yeah, just it's more of a luck thing on that regard. And then as far as like the levels for the animi or animus, whatever, it's gonna be from walking. You're gonna walk, and then there's 2 ways this could go. It could be Digimon or it could be Pokemon. Do they level up and stay leveled up, or do they revert back to their original form? There's 2 ways they could play that as well. So yeah, I think the general issue is that we don't know what kind of game we could actually get because I think there will be. And it's not just hatching mechanics and the gamification of hatching is just part of the ecosystem and connecting the ecosystems. I don't think it's because they're not going to do anything else. Rant over. Sorry.
No, that's a great take. I think you use Holder's been knocking them out the park. You and Shadow going back and forth has been a highly entertaining afternoon. I agree with all of this. This is some dope shit y'all doing. Even Banana Rat comes up with some dope takes as well. With Compound Pen to the top about Animus being an augmented reality game that interacts with real world locations. I agree with that too. Because won't that just, if we have it built out already for the Apple Vision goggles, won't that just make shit times 10? And everything that Artifact has been doing for the past 5 to 7 years have been AR included. So it just makes perfect sense for them to be, like I said, we're waiting on the technology for us to execute the ideas we've been planning on since the inception of this roadmap. So all of these things make sense to me, man. Hopefully they taking notes, and I can't wait to get my AR
All
goggles.
I'm saying is if even 30% of what Hoddle just said or the banana rat, these eggs are very undervalued. Very undervalued, bro. That's a whole damn fucking ecosystem, bro. Talk about utility. God damn. You gotta get a fucking instruction manual for that shit. How much utility you want? Yes. No, I said how much utility? Yes. God.
But they
Bro, you
did say
fucking
that.
hilarious,
They said
bro.
this at the NFT Now stage in Miami for Art Basel, that they had the same situation. They wanted it to be its own ecosystem. They wanted it to be like Ethan Lorian said. They wanted it to be comparable to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's exactly what Clegg said on stage. So all of this stuff they're building up to do, and I think that's why so many Animus eggs. And it makes sense. If you outside walking, you want to see a variety. You don't want to come across the same uh, glitter speed or whatever the hell they called it when you're trying to do stuff. You want to get some dope shit.
He said, I ain't trying to walk around see Bulbasaur every block.
You know what I mean? I'll
Rattata
be
everywhere,
pissed.
bro. I caught so many Rattatas.
Everywhere. Sick of this fucking Reddit. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, variety is key here.
Geolocation, AR, Animus, that's a match made in heaven. I haven't thought about that. Now I've thought about that more long term. I think there is going to be multiple different phases. I think like a whole incubation is going to be one phase, the reveal is going to be a whole other phase, and then potential game or gamification or AR reality, like Banana Rap was saying, that would be like, phase 3 or 4. But eventually we will get there to where we have all of it. Now, all I would say is this. That then means even more for me, we really shouldn't get too caught up on. I know this is going to be almost blasphemous to say, but we really shouldn't get too caught up on how many eggs there are, right? Because if that's the case, if we get to those levels, then we should want as many eggs as possible out there. Just like Dre Millie said. Even I know some people are like, oh, if you cut down on supply, you get even more unique looking ones and not like small differences. I personally think that you just don't want just 20,000 people doing that. You want as many people as you can get. I mean, hell, they could release dark Animus eggs, like the whole Animus deal. That can be like how Pokemon releases another 100 set like every year and a half, right? So yeah, uh, interesting things to think about.
The speculation with how they were going to be created, the Animus, and why there's so many, is that they might be generatively created, more like a GNSS type project, like Genesis of MGXS, or like Fidenza, or like a traditional art project might be made so it won't be just cycling through properties and traits like every other PFP project so far. They'd actually be generatively created, so you've got more, that every single one is 100% unique, which then kind of blows the whole issue with the amount that you might have out the water as well. The other thing with the gaming, I think there's the speculation on there being a game, and you got to go into the game and it'd be like a traditional way of thinking about what a game is, but what if the actual, just the world, the artifact world, whether that be in real life at events and online, and when you're on Twitch, and when you're in Twitter, and when you're in Unreal Engine built spaces like on Cyber, not like on Cyber, but like what Artifact have been doing, and then on Cyber as well, with the portals where you can go transfer between pods and art galleries and everything else. What if the whole thing is just one big game, and that's what the end goal is, and that's what they're building, and just continuing to build that out?
I mean, it would be really easy to give us a very like simple game on Cyber, with that VRM feature they just dropped. Like all they have to do is put the metadata in the file, and as soon as you come in with your Animus in your wallet, maybe it's a companion on Cyber to start with, and then they, drop a new feature where there's a little companion game. I mean, Artifact has been pretty big on like collaborating with some of the top like platforms in the space, right? So, maybe they're gonna build their own Pokemon Go, but that's a big endeavor, right? So until then, we'll have a little something, right?
So it might just be multiple different mini games within like a wider metaverse down the line that just keeps expanding over time. And like this, well, spoken about this on a lot of spaces in the past. Me and Jack have spoken on this quite a bit, but the fact is we are actually all living in a metaverse right now already. Everyone's speaking here tonight, not living in the same place, different parts of the world, and still walking around, and you can see each other and your faces, and in terms of profile pictures and Twitter and on cyber and everything else. So all that's going to happen over time is they're going to get more connected up. So then you've got Fortnite you might be able to go straight from your space pod into a game of Fortnite where your artifact character your clone can be the player within Fortnite, and you've got your Murakami Air Force Ones on and all the trimmings. You know what I mean? It's like down the line, it might like you was saying there. You've got the games. This game they might be working on. That game they might be working on. What about some of the games are artifact created games, and then you've got mini games, bigger games, stuff they've created. And I think the way it's been Artifact have built everything out so far is it's not just one end goal. It's not just like a basey where you're building out like looking at one single game or one single metaverse. It's actually just the whole system is its own evolving ecosystem of creators and different people contributing.
So let me ask y'all this, y'all. How do y'all feel about this on cyber gaming? What we've done so far, like you would prefer to be on cyber situation when it came to Animus and things of that nature?
Definitely not. No way. I just think it would be a good placeholder until we get something on Pokemon Go levels from Artifact.
Well, it's like have it all. Why not have on cyber spaces, on cyber games, and have Unreal Engine games and on Unreal Engine spaces?
I think you said it
have
before.
the whole lot.
Why not community games too? If they build it out the way they've been building out their other assets, I mean, us as community creators will be able to make a game and say, look, you want to play this game, you have to have an Animus, right? If the VRM files and stuff are in the metadata, it's doable. It's already doable at that point, right? So, yeah, I definitely don't think the way Artifact has been teaching us, guys. We're the creators, right? So they're gonna create something for us, but they absolutely want us to create stuff too, right? So I think.
Well, the whole thing's a framework, isn't it? The whole thing, like literally from if you go in real life, or if you go online, or if you go Web3 or go wherever, they're creating the frameworks and creating the almost like the canvases for then everyone else to paint on. So you've got like wacky events, 3D like shoes, and people can do photo shoots with the hoodies with the wings on the back of them, and you've got like people got the IRL shoes. You can customize those. That's another form of creativity that people can take on and do with it what they want. At the end of the day, they're just building out multiple different canvases, and yeah, there is art created along the way, 3D art along the way. But it's like, yeah, exactly like you said, it's built there for the creators to then turn the whole thing into their own massive creative metaverse mess type gaming, just like whole eco.
Yeah, me personally, I don't care where the game is at. I would just like for the game to be fun. There's different levels to quote unquote gaming. I mean, I would say I'm a traditional gamer, meaning that I play mostly traditional games like Call of Duty, League of Legends, Valorant, that type of stuff. Um, so I don't have like a broad reach on my quote unquote games, but I will say that some of the crypto games that I've seen, they don't really seem fun. It just seems
Monotonous. It's
yeah.
monotonous, and it's a task that nobody wants to do. Wolf game, even the Cool Cats game, all of these games, man, nobody wants to play them. There's no fun involved. There's no reason to put more money in other than to make money.
So
well, this Twitter space is a game.
Yeah.
Depending on how you look at it.
Life is a game.
And
I mean, we're gonna go all the way. Let's go all the way. Life's the game.
That's exactly my point, isn't it? It's like trading on Blur, all these different fucking wild NFTs is a game. It just depends on how you look at it. Sometimes it's real world money, sometimes it's RuneScape gold, sometimes it's whatever else. Do you know what I mean? We're all chipping away and trying to increase stats and trying to acquire new elements and products and whatever else to upgrade characters and upgrade avatars and upgrade IRL avatars with real life shoes, depending on what real life is. It's exactly like you said. Yeah, everything is a game. So it seems like that to me. That's where their head is.
Damn, if the government wanted to tax me on my WoW gold and RuneScape gold like they do my Magic Internet money, I'd be so screwed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as it's fun, that's my only thing. I just want a game that's fun. You can put it anywhere. If it's multiplayer, even better. But just make sure it's fun. Don't make the only purpose of me buying the Animus is to farm some coin or token to then just sell on a marketplace. And let's see how long I can do this for to make as much money as possible. There's plenty of other projects out there that will 100% cater to that type of, you know, that type of gameplay. I would rather not see Animus end up being that. So yeah, that's just my take.
It's pretty clear at this point that they're going to be built with AI in some kind of way. So it's like that then takes it to another level, depending on what that could mean as well. Like throwing that into the mix, that's also changes how a game might look if it's a specific game, or how the artifact ecosystem or landscape might look if that's what's going on. If you can interact with these things.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of stuff. I am a little bit worried though with how many updates we've gotten in the last few weeks. Like I've heard rumors that, when Artifact they start teasing things left and right, that's kind of building up towards something, right? Um, so I'm just as much as I want to believe that we have so much time. I mean, we got a teaser trailer like 3 days ago, and then today we're getting concept art. If we get some other art, uh, I work in threes. So if we get something else um, before the end of this week, regards to Animus, I'm just gonna assume something's coming soon. I don't know what it will be, what it is, but I'm gonna just be keeping my eyes open for it.
See, we're behind schedule, so I definitely agree. Definitely, it's coming.
Hey yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I've been busy in Blender this whole Twitter space, you feel me? So my apologies for being hella quiet. But I just pinned to the top something that I just bust out. I appreciate the love from y'all, man, because I think it's super cool. Yeah.
Yo, that's like your signature pose, huh? Falling through the metaverse.
Free falling POV, you know. I'm about to smoke this wood now, man. When you stare at the computer screen way too long. I was just eager to get out in the field, though.
Uh-oh. Compact.
I can't hear POV, man. That's why I'm rugged.
Yeah, no, he just said he dropped a new render. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what you end up doing with that clone, man. Again, congrats. I have, I guess, full voice now. Congrats on the new clone and picking that up.
Hey, appreciate that,
Nah, that's
JD.
super fire. Sorry if I talked over you, but this shit is dumbass stupid dumb fire.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet y'all in person though. I've been seeing y'all have a lot of link ups and stuff, and that shit is mad solid. Cause I'm a real motherfucker, and I know a lot of y'all are real too. So we gonna get it popping.
Yo, POV, did you create the pants and the chain and all that?
Yeah, that will. So I'm Ethiopian, and that symbol on the chain is the Lalibela cross. So I put it on all my avatars, and then I put my POV on my hand because that's my real life tattoo. And I used to make clothing, like I still do, but I don't like to talk about it too much. But Nine Lives Denim, I make custom denim, and that's pretty much the look of all my jeans. So I put that on all my avatars as well.
Man, that's fire. I like that.
Appreciate it, bro.
That's exactly what, like, when I first met POV, I think in Hyper 5 months back, I remember seeing his fit